I like to think so, but no, it just says going live. All right, it says we are live, and I don't see anything changing.
Shit.
All right, hold on. It says going live. Okay, we are live. We are live. Why do I hear like 5 different echoes? Is that just me?
I don't hear anything, no.
Yeah, that's me.
But we are live. It shows up live for me, so I can see it.
All right, we're definitely live. Okay, what's up, chat? How's everybody going? Let me know if the audio's coming in good for you guys. Let me make sure everything is good. You might hear my air conditioner in the background. It's a little bit, I don't know. For some reason, my apartment gets hot. I don't fucking know. It just gets really hot in here. But yeah. All right, so we are here, guys. What is going on, chat? How is everybody doing? Sorry we've been away for a while, but it is what it is. I meant to come back last week, but I was playing Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and I completely forgot to set up the podcast, and before I know it, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was just like, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this done in time, so forget it. All right, so but we got some stuff to talk about. We don't have a lot of our usual suspects. Everybody was kind of busy, but it's going to be us, and we're going to hold it down. All right, let me make sure I got everything going. I got all the gameplay. Looks like hold on, let me check the audio levels. Audio levels sound good. Let me get my soundboard. Where's my soundboard?
Is there a soundboard for HPMP?
I mean, like, you guys can't hear it, but the chat should be able to hear it.
Oh shit! What do you use it for?
Just when, you know, something goes down, something like somebody says something crazy, or you know, just fun stuff. Whatever.
You know, I need to start listening back to this podcast. You know, like I don't even know.
I mean, like I wouldn't be surprised. Like why would you listen back on something that you were on? So you don't have to.
Yeah,
I was saying.
I used to be that way.
Saying, sometimes I may do it. I guess, yeah. In response to the chat, you guys can't even wait. You know, it's like, oh, it's been so lanky. Trails and trails and trails. Yo.
Oh, geez, I need to
We'll
check
get to that. We'll get to that in due time. I do appreciate you guys, H Dragon and Sebastian, and all them kind of comments coming about trails. We'll get to that soon.
Yes, you know, indeed.
We'll
we will always every time we have the podcast, because the podcast is either every 2 weeks or every month. Every month, we're gonna need an update. So
exactly, we do need updates. Updates are great.
Hold on, where is the soundboard site that I used? I closed it out. Why did I close it out?
Riku, you got a Steam Deck yet? Have you?
Why would I need the Steam Deck?
Oh man,
I don't know, to play on a superior console. You know, I'm just saying.
Is your not chat D? I was gonna say chat GPT.
Lord?
Is your GPU WinMax? Is that what it's called?
GPD.
WinMax. Is that as powerful as a Steam Deck, or just as, or more than?
It's more powerful than a Steam Deck.
Oh, okay, all right.
Shadow never ever learn how to say that name properly. Always slander it.
GPD. Okay, cool.
GPWE. Say whatever you got. GPWE WinWax.
Yikes.
I still don't understand where the slander comes from.
Yeah,
I don't know why you don't just.
It's literally because it's not the Steam Deck. That's all.
No, it's overpriced. How much is it?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. You see, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Hey, it gets the job done.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Right. Aren't you the guy that's always talking about broke boy shit?
I don't talk about that shit. What are you talking about?
Yeah. What do you mean? I every time I tell you about something, you're like, that's some broke man stuff you're doing over there, Riku. I'm like,
when have I said that? When have I ever said that to you?
Wow, now you're a fucking liar. That's like your thing. Your thing is calling people out for doing broke people things.
That's not me.
I got an example. When I told you I was at the store and I used I pulled up my card, my debit card to pay for something. You're like, you use your card? What do you mean you don't just use your phone to like scan it on the thing? That's broke people things.
Homelessness is what I would say, not broke people shit.
Synonym, nigga. That's a synonym. You know what I mean. My point is, you call people out for doing things that are apparently, for broke people. As soon as I told you I have something that's fucking expensive, now you want to flip on a motherfucker? You pancake flipping. Anyway, hi everybody,
chat,
how's it going?
Did you guys hear the sounds, chat? Let me know in the sound if you guys heard the sounds just playing. I just had to make sure it was running.
Sounds?
Yeah, I played some sounds. You guys aren't gonna hear it, but the chat should hear it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we didn't. Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
They're saying they heard it. So.
All right, cool.
Hollow Man, stop speculating on which Trails game I'm on. There's no speculation needed. We all know
Lord?
which one I'm playing.
Oh man. All right, guys. Welcome everybody to HPMP, the JRPG podcast. Probably the most inconsistent podcast, but eventually we will definitely be here. Know that we're not dead, but we are definitely around. You can always join the Discord to talk to me or any other podcast member. Even though I don't think you guys are participating in my Discord all that much, but that's fine. It's not a big deal.
Come in there and I look at stuff. You know?
Exactly. You be coming in and looking at the freaking what's the chat called? The what's
Say
it called?
Say with your chest.
Waifu?
The 2D art looking thing.
That's the one I'm definitely the most active in. 2D and 3D waifu, 2D artwork and 3D images and AI art. Those are the ones I am most heavily in. Man, y'all be wild in the JRPG channel, so sometimes I gotta like pop in there, see what's going on. I see Mazio with the Falcom slander. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here.
Oh my god.
Yep. I mean, just saying, if you guys go in the waifu chats and you tag me in something, just know I will see it and I will appreciate it.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, you guys are wild. All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. Okay, so if you are listening to this, whether it's in post or maybe you're listening on Spotify or Google Play or something like that, we will get back to uploading the podcast to those platforms. So it's going to be like from episode 80 jumping all the way up to 102 or something like that. So, hey, it is what it is. I didn't have access to the freaking account for a while. And honestly, uploading to it was always being a problem. So, yes, it's going to be that way. So, you know, if you want to listen to actual podcast, you can always go to the channel and just there's a playlist for the whole podcast. All right.
Are you hiring someone to do that? Or are you just doing it yourself?
I'm just doing it myself. Yeah.
Shit, boy.
I need to hire somebody to make some time spans. That's what I need. That's what I need to do sometimes. All right. So yeah, let's start out with these intros. Go ahead, Riku.
Riku-san, one, the only one here today. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Falcom's finest is in the building. Right? We had to get a little Frankenstein crew here, but we were about to cancel on you motherfuckers, to keep it real. But the show must go on, so we're here. I hope you guys are grateful. Right? And yeah. Let's get this party started.
All right, Q.
Your husband of dreams has returned. Just saying, you know. I don't want to, you know, take all the credit, but had I not turned up, yeah, they were definitely gonna cancel. So I'm just saying. To be honest, I actually don't want to take the praise. I'd actually give it to my missus. She was the one who was like, "Yeah, you should do the podcast," you know. So give it to her. It's Mother's Day here in the UK. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the UK. Hope you guys have a great one. Let's get this show on the road. Let's talk about some waifus. Ooh.
Oh my god. And greatness. Did he say he was leaving?
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
No.
Talk about the same.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Kind of last minute type joint, but yeah, gonna talk about some amazing things. I'm waiting for my unicorn Overlord to get shipped to my house, so I'm staring out the window waiting for the Amazon driver.
Oh man, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about the game, but we'll get to it kind of. All right, so yeah, guys, you guys know me. It's Shadow, Mr. JRPG here. Channel's been a little bit quiet. I can't help when things just get busy in my life, in which I just can't sit down and concentrate on the video. It's just crazy, but hopefully soon I can get back to it because I'm already in like I have a bunch of scripts made. I have a bunch of footage collected. All I gotta do is take, you know, maybe just a day to record some footage and then like put everything together. That's all I gotta do. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, let's get this party started. Guess we should talk about the game of the year, game of the absolute year, and And we need to talk about how pelvic is in the chat, but she's not in the. Okay, all right, interesting. All right, yeah, that's something. How you gonna be in the chat, but you're not gonna be here? Okay, it's cool.
That I wasn't invited. Oh my gosh, this woman
wasn't invited. Okay, yeah, see, that's your cool. We didn't invite her. Oh my god, guys, let me tell you how this thing works. Okay, so we have a chat, right? We have a Discord chat in which I literally changed the freaking title of the chat. You know how you can change if you know group chat in Discord. You can change the chat name, and you can say whatever it is. So it could be buttfucking 2000. Chat group or something like that. I change it every time to HBMP next episode, whatever the date is, 3/10, 3/11, 9/11. For some reason, people are just like, "Oh my god, you're having a podcast today? How? Like what? Like what? It says it right there. Like it's like, do I have to put the freaking next episode like the first thing you guys see? I don't know, but like it's cool. If you can't make it, you can't make it. It's cool. But I don't know how some of you be surprised when I say, oh, we got the podcast going on Saturday. I know on Sunday, and it's like Friday. And you guys are like, huh? Like
Shadow, you got to take some responsibility for that. I mean, there have been so many times when a date goes up and we're like, oh, are we having a podcast today? And Shadow's like, look, so here's the thing, right?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Record today.
Sometimes that does happen, but I'm just asking the question: is how are you surprised? How are you surprised when there is a podcast going on? It's just like you guys are coming to be like Sunday, like, oh yeah, I can't make it or something like that. I'm like, you couldn't make. No, you couldn't make it. How do you not? How did you not know, Q?
I didn't know until I literally what I did was I came in I checked the HBMP chat today and it said that there was I didn't even see it from HBMP chat. I saw it from the Discord server. So I was in the Discord server. I was like, holy shit.
Okay, so how do you not see the topic title of the chat?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I again did not know, number one, and number two, like you were stating just a moment ago, bloody busy as hell, mate. Like it just says what it is.
Fair enough, but I think you guys do get a notification when the topic title changes, right, of the chat.
I don't get a notification, no.
In Discord.
Yeah, in Discord. Like it's a new like it's a new message or something like that.
Well, that's the thing. I set it to where that specific group chat, I always get a pop-up notification. All other group chats and shit I'm in, they get muted. So that all of that stuff comes through for me. We don't talk that much inside there for me to have to mute it. So I saw that because of that.
Okay, but like you guys constantly go back and forth in a chat and you don't see the topic. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
I blame Shadow. If anyone, I blame Shadow. That's just
my god. All right, yeah.
He should do a better job. Oh, look here.
Crazy.
Hold on. Can you hear? Hold on. Can you hear the background, the fan, or no?
Not really. No.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, please don't make me turn it off. It's fucking hot as balls in Florida right now.
Isn't it always hot as balls in Florida?
No. Yeah.
Wait, that was in Florida?
It seems like Florida. It definitely fluctuates from hot as fuck to cozy. It's never actually like genuinely cold, is it?
I mean, no, but like to me, it's cold. Like when it's like I don't know 70, I'm like, oh my god, it's cold.
Oh, Q, you didn't know she was from Florida? Like
I didn't know that.
You didn't call the erratic behavior, the craziness,
oh my god,
the just Florida energy that she brings.
Yo. Like what the heck? The Florida haters. It's crazy. Florida's great. Florida gets a bad rap. Everyone likes to highlight the bad things about Florida. Florida's fine.
Is it not?
Florida's insane. Florida's insane. That is the craziest state in this country.
I've heard.
I guess I don't really know about the other.
I love Florida.
Hold up, Pat. Why are you defending it?
I think California is crazy. I think California is fucking wild.
Okay, yeah, it is true, but it's got nothing on Florida. Why are you defending it? Why would you just wear it with your chest?
Because I'm born and raised here.
Yeah.
And my friends are here, and I have an incredible friend group.
We could say like New York is crazy too, and I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm from New. I was born in New York. Yeah, New York is crazy. Cool.
No, we're not defending. Is it crazy? Sure, but is it bad? Is it like evil? No.
Okay, we're not talking about evil. There's a difference between evil and crazy.
Yeah, there's a difference between evil and crazy.
There's a difference
I feel like you go to any state, you could find the crazy though. Every
but
state has
how-
a different
how-
types of
How
crazy.
concentrated is the crazy? That's the difference, you know. Like where
Where
I
you
live,
go?
it's crazy.
Like any place ever.
I don't know about
Like,
that. Nah, it's concentrated
Didn't
in
some
Florida.
Florida?
Hey,
Didn't
It's
some
about
Florida
the
guy?
denseness.
Oh my
Didn't
god.
some Florida guy
know
feel like
what
an
you guys-
alligator in a Wendy's or some shit?
Mm.
I don't know.
It
about
was
that.
probably true. It's probably true. Like,
You know, it probably is. But you know, we're built different here. I don't know what to tell you guys.
exactly. Yeah, you're definitely built different. See, you just embrace it. Embrace that. Well, what's the issue?
I literally say I like Florida. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I like Florida. Like
For all we
Florida.
know, Pell has a pet crocodile just sitting there.
I know, right?
No,
These
I
people
mean,
don't understand this shit, you know.
no, I like alligators. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
See what I'm
They're
talking
cool.
about? You see?
Nah,
Florida.
but-
I like reptiles. I do. I'll take a reptile over like a
Is that his
furry.
name? Vector from Sonic, Vector the crocodile.
When I was a
Oh my
kid,
god.
I was probably the
Great.
biggest furry, and Vector was definitely up there.
You see-
No one passed Knuckles. Though. No,
Confirmed,
see, that's not
Pell's a
true.
furry.
You know,
No.
You-
I said kid. First of all, kid me definitely because oh my god, I was so head over heels over Sonic. 100. I
my
remember
God.
you had to write a book. I remember in kindergarten we had to write a book about our heroes, and I chose Sonic the Hedgehog. So
You know what's crazy is I used to be like crazy about Sonic too. Like I used to love all the
Rico
games.
seems like she was a
Uh-huh.
Shadow fan back in the day.
Were you a Shadow fan back in the day?
what? Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Like Knuckles was the biggest crush, and then Shadow happened, and I was like, all right, Shadow it is.
It is insane.
Like first it was Sonic, and then Knuckles, was introduced, and I was like, ooh, Unga Bunga Knuckles, and then Shadow.
It's crazy because it sounds like because like I feel like I should have been obsessed with Shadow, but I really wasn't. Like I don't know why. He just like
Especially with your name being Shadow.
exactly. Yeah, it's like
son.
I don't know why I wasn't obsessed with Shadow. I just never like I think I felt like he was too much of a Sonic clone. And I was like, nah, the original's better. But that's why I like a lot of things. Like if I go between Sonic and Shadow, I'm always going to choose Sonic. If I go between Mega Man X and Zero, it's always going to be X.
Really? So
I
you always
don't
go
know.
for the main one?
It seems that way. I don't know why. It's just what it is what it is. But yeah,
Well,
pal.
you want to give your opening? I guess since you're here.
What?
Want to do that for the fans? Your
Oh,
opening.
yeah.
Hi.
Hello, hi. Thank you for having me. Running late as usual.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah, better late than never. Hope you guys are doing well. What are we talking about? We're talking about the games that we're playing.
No, we're about to jump into this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth talk right about now.
So, anyways, Final Fantasy IX. There's a
Oh my
cartoon I think
God.
coming out
Oh my
that was
God.
being spoken about, which I'm very excited for.
Oh
I
my
hope they keep
God.
Kuja's cup though. I hope they keep Kuja's cup.
Hold on. First of all, we're gonna talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the game that just came out.
Mm.
All right. So first off, let me begin with this. Pal, what is your issue? What is the deal? Why don't you want to play Final Fantasy VII? You go on these RPG binge of playing old school RPGs like crazy.
Uh-huh.
You play a whole bunch of Final Fantasies as well, but you refuse to go back to a game that is arguably the best in the series. And you played 6. But you didn't play 7.
It's literally not the best of the series. Okay.
I said
Did not
arguably.
exist.
I said arguably the best
Okay.
in the series,
All right.
and definitely
I'll
within
allow-
the top 3 at least of the series.
for
I'll say
you.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god. See, how can you even say that when you haven't even played it? Like,
I just like heckling you. Okay. Why? Well, one, everybody already played it. Like everybody's already fucking played it. Everyone knows what it is. It's not even like an
Okay.
obscure one like Parasite Eve or Suikoden or I
So
don't
it's
know.
got to be obscure though. Why can't
Yeah,
it just
like-
But
if-
everybody talks about. Everybody knows what. Y'all want to hear my opinion on Final Fantasy? Like
no, 7. I just want to
seven.
hear
Yeah, seven. Yeah. So like everybody's fucking talked about. Everyone's fucking played it already.
I don't know why that's a bad thing.
Well-
Why is that a bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Not a
Why?
bad
But
thing.
why? But why can't I just bring up something else? Why can't I bring up something that doesn't have
No. See, okay.
attention
I don't
and-
know what your like. I guess gaming life is now, or life in general now, where you're just only
Uh-huh.
playing games where you're gonna cover. But like,
Uh-huh.
why can't you just play it just to see what all the fuss is about?
Oh, I'm not interested. That's all. And more importantly, the true reason
Oh god, here we
is
go.
I. Truthfully,
Here it
I
comes.
find it fucking hilarious that I'm this like whatever JRPG gamer chick.
Yeah.
And the one JRPG I haven't played, I genuinely don't know. Like I know the bare minimum. Like I said, I always like the only thing I know is Aerith gets her belly button pierced. That's the most.
Lord.
That's it. That's all I know. And I just find it hilarious that
so it's a meme at this
you
point
could
for you
talk to
now.
me. It really is. I could talk about like all these obscure JRPGs, but when like Final Fantasy, arguably like the most popular JRPGs, are JRPGs that made JRPGs popular in the West, I haven't played it.
So it's just a meme for you right now. That's the only reason like you're refusing to play. Like if somebody tells me a game, like if somebody tells me
other
like
games to play,
an action game is one of the best action games they have ever played in their life, and everybody's telling me it's a really good action game, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play it. Why do we feel the need?
Said E8 was good
as a society.
No.
Oh my god. See,
no. Nope. You know, there was a time where everyone believed the Earth was flat,
oh my god,
and they were wrong. So no.
I just don't understand that mentality at all. Somebody's saying like it's really good play. Like people were telling me for years that Zero Gears was really good. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to play it. And it was good. It was amazing. Like I don't have to be against the current to say it's overrated or anything like that. No, it's actually a really good game. I don't know. I don't know why people need to discover things for themselves in order to play something. Like it goes into even like watching TV shows, watching anime. If I tell you an anime is really good, go watch it. What's the issue in which you don't want to watch it? Is it because I'm telling you? Is it because everybody else is telling you that's really good? It's weird. I don't know. Anyway.
No, and also I have plenty of other games. I have plenty of other games to play. I have plenty of other games. I have a huge backlog.
I understand why you have plenty of other games to play. Is your backlog, but again, like you said, this is one of the best RPGs. It's the RPG that put RPGs on the map in the West. It's like a pivotal entry in the history of the genre.
Okay, I can read history. I can read history. That's fine.
Oh my god!
I can read history. I can open a book. I know how to read. I am educated.
I don't know, Chad. Am I crazy for thinking this way?
Like I could. I can open a book.
I don't know. I'm just asking a question. Okay.
You just love Final Fantasy VII. That's what you are.
But
like Final Fantasy VII to you seems like right. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm misspeaking here. Is like ever so slightly below Persona 5 for you, or is it the other way? Or am I incorrect?
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
Really?
Ever so slightly before Persona at this particular
point. Ooh. So it's still. Okay, wait. You say it's before or after?
P5 in particular, just not right.
P5 would probably go first, and then Final Fantasy VII will probably.
Right. Ooh. Do I know the boys or do I know the boys?
All right, but the thing about it, with Final Fantasy VII, it's a really good game. Everybody likes it. Everybody's talking about it through nauseum. I understand that, but it's not just that it's overrated. It's actually a good RPG. Like, I don't understand.
It's a bad game. I never say it's a bad game. I'll say it, jokingly, but I will never go, let's say, to my grave on Twitter and be like, Final Fantasy VII sucks without playing it. I think that's stupid, right? For you, or particularly this podcast, I'll talk shit about it because I know it just gets into your skin. But do I genuinely think it's a bad game? I don't know. Like, it's not even yes or no. It's I don't know. Because I haven't played the game.
But on a real note, are you ever going to get around to playing it? Or are you just dead set on not playing it?
I'll maybe, if the stars align and if Shadow gets me a new TV, then maybe I will play.
I honestly just find it fascinating. I just find it fascinating why some people would do that. Like I don't particularly understand it because like even like with Final Fantasy 9, and everybody was telling me Final Fantasy 9 was really good, and I'm like, you know what? Let me give Final Fantasy honest to God shot, and I just find it to be a pretty good game. It did have its problems to me, but some characters were, one character was useless, another character should have been a party member, but either way, I still recognize it as a really good Final Fantasy, but I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about this greatness. That is Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
I'll probably play Final Fantasy 5 next. Anyways.
Oh my god. The game that is solidified on Metacritic at a 92. What is up?
Listen to this.
Is that below? Is that below or above Final Fantasy 9?
I don't even know.
Actually, at one point they were tied.
I don't even know.
I think 9 is at a 93. They were tied at one point, but then I think
Shadow.
Actually, 9 is at a 94.
That's the question.
94?
Shadow, say that part. Say it with your chest. Say that part.
Wait, what?
That Final Fantasy 9 is high.
Is rank higher on Metacritic than Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
cool.
say it with your chest. I want that same gusto.
No, I don't need to say it. I already admitted to you that it's higher because that's a fact. That's not a big deal.
Oh my god! All right, go with your fucking Final Fantasy talk.
Here's a question, pal. Right? Like I've heard you on this podcast on quite a few occasions. Call out people for being furries and stuff. And if I'm correct, isn't Final Fantasy 9 the furry Final Fantasy?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I mean, it explains
The
a lot.
Dane is a literal monkey. The Dane is a literal monkey.
Okay, no, we're not doing this. No.
Yeah.
No, I have
There's Eumorphic. They're not.
Yeah, don't come at me. Like if I said I wanted to fuck Freya, who's like a straight up furry, that'd be one thing. But no. That's like me. That's like calling me a furry for wanting to fuck Shishomaru. No.
I mean, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know.
We're not gonna do this.
That is so crazy.
Let me have the floor real
Shishomaru is a literal fucking art demon.
Let me have the floor real quick.
That is so not the same. Y'all are.
So there are two. You can Google this. There are two different types. Okay. There is.
It is not that deep.
Yes. No, it is that deep. There's anthropomorphic, so you're Sonic the Hedgehogs and whatnot, right? And then there's zoomorphic, so like what's her name? Felicia
Y'all
from
just making
Dark
up
Stalker.
words. I swear to God.
No, Google it.
I swear to God.
Riku's like, this is my religion. I know this shit.
A lot of people prefer their zoomorphic, so humans with animalistic features, and they're like, this is fine. So like fur ears, maybe a tail, some little fur on the arms.
Okay. I got to stop this madness. All right. We're not going into this whole furry. What's a furry? What's not a furry?
What's a furry? What's not a furry?
Okay. Relax.
Real quick. Quick.
They brought it up with Final Fantasy 9.
So someone pointed out in the chat that Final Fantasy 9 only had 10 reviews, so that's why it's at a 94. So odds are, if more people actually reviewed the game, it probably wouldn't be that high. Just let it. What
did Final Fantasy 9 get when it re-released on the modern platforms? That's a good question.
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know. Let me see.
That's excellent. Okay, so it got, let's see, on PS4 it got 85. On Switch, it got 76. On iOS, iPad, 88, and good old PlayStation, 94.
Those are some cave person's ratings right there. Oh,
that's all I'm saying. But I'm not gonna get on Final Fantasy 9. It's a good game. It's a damn good game. But let's talk about this Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth because we've been a little bit off topic, getting off topic with furries and shit. Okay, so Final Fantasy 9 came out, solidified on Metacritic at a 92, I believe. And this game...
no, it's a 93. But yeah, go ahead.
It is a 93. Okay, damn. Jesus Christ.
Rebirth, Rebirth is a 93.
Holy crap, that's high. Oh, man. So the game is at a 93, and it is absolutely spectacular. And I am, for one, really enjoying this game. There are some issues with the game, I will say, when it comes to the performance. To be honest, and you guys know who I am. You guys know all the 60 FPS graphics or 4K out the wazoo. But I'm telling you, it's not really that big of a deal. Honestly,
what?
It's not.
Who is this imposter?
It's not really that big a deal. I think the performance world is just fine. Sure, it has some texture popping and whatnot and all this good stuff. But honestly, it's not terrible. If you could play Xenoblade, you can play this easily. All right, this runs circles around Xenoblade. All right.
Shit, boy.
All right, but everything else about the game, what they did with the additional stuff to combat, the synergy skills, the synergy abilities, just how combat overall just works this time around is really amazing. Another thing that I don't like about it, or I'm thinking I'm kind of seeing that I don't like about it, is the open world aspect. Now, I understand that, Final Fantasy VII original had its original open world, and you go from point A to point B like that. But in this world, it's definitely more lush, and there's definitely a lot of things to do. But the question is that I feel like that's busy work, almost. I was like, in the original, we went from Midgar to Juno, whatever it's called, Juno in like 5 minutes of each other. But now I did everything around the freaking area of Midgar, and I clocked in 10 additional hours, and I'm just like, okay, all that was fun. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like this is definitely just feels like busy work at some point. So I don't know. The second area of was it Juno or was it something else? I forgot. It was Calm. I'm sorry, Calm. The Juno area is the one I just got finished doing, and I finally got around to doing to get into the main story. But yeah, it's like every time a new area is gonna pop up, I'm just gonna do everything around there before I get to the actual main story. And it's kind of like, should I just be going from point A to point B, or is this game purposely putting me in a position that I go around and do everything else? And if I don't do everything else, how far behind will I be in terms of skills and combat? Or is it just like I could just easily just walk over this game if I wanted to, kind of like Final Fantasy 16? But yeah, also, yeah, everything about this game, I'm absolutely loving. I think they're doing a real good job when it comes to the events that they are recreating. I haven't been through everything, and I didn't say it in the beginning, but I'm gonna say it now. Chat, I swear to God, you spoil anything for me in this game, you are banned for life from this place.
Please. So,
just tread carefully.
What are you saying? Watch your fucking mouth, respectfully.
Exactly. Always gotta add respectfully to that. I think the only other person that's played it in here is Greatness. You want to give us your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, so I'm at chapter 12. I'm 80 hours in, and I'm gonna be real. It's probably the best HD Final Fantasy game, like bar none. Better than all the 13 games. Better than 15. Better than 16. Played a little bit of 14. I wouldn't say that 14 is a bad game, but it's an MMO, so that's not most people's particular niche. But I like it. It's really good. I do have some problems, like what Shadow said, with a lot of the busy work. Also, it may not be a fair comparison, but having played Breath of the Wild, I'm gonna be real. A part of it kind of did ruin how I interact with a lot of open world games, because it's like I remember you have to go on specific paths to get places, and I'm like, man, in Breath of the Wild, I could just climb that shit. That'd be nice. Okay. And you can't really do that. And I don't know if that's fair, but it keeps coming up in the back of my head when I'm playing it. The only real thing I would say that's probably not perfect about the game is, aside from the busy work, is that even when you're on the story, sometimes the story will interrupt you. This isn't a spoiler. I'm just going to say that there are going to be some pace-breaking parts throughout the chapters that you're going to see. That's all I'm going to say about it. You'll see it when you get there. But overall, I do think it's enjoyable. And I would tell people to probably, try it out. Either on PS5 or wait for the PC port. Either or. Yeah. How
do you feel about the performance?
Oh, I mean, I don't care about that kind of stuff. It's fine for me. It's not giving me no, it's consistent for the most part. So that's all I really ask for.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So I think we know that this game is pretty much a shoo-in for RPG of the year at the very least.
No.
Interesting. Not a shoo-in for RPG of the year at the Game Awards.
No. It has three major two major competitors.
Who
are those?
Dragon's Dogma 2 and Metaphor. Yes.
No.
If you look no. Dragon's Dogma 2,
if you look
because at Jeff Keighley they like their Western RPG representation.
No, that's not even it. If you look into the actual RPG type of systemic stuff you could do in Dragon's Dogma 2, it's almost Baldur's Gate 3 level deep. It's crazy. It's probably gonna win RPG of the year, if not Game of the Year.
You know something? I don't usually do this anymore, but you want to bet on that?
On which one? RPG or Game of the Year?
RPG.
RPG?
Yeah.
Take money. Say it. Just say the words. I'll take your money.
We can discuss how much it is later, but would you be interested in a bet?
I'll give you an answer tomorrow.
Now you gotta get on the podcast, bitch. Come on.
Nah, I get answer tomorrow.
Public.
I'll get answer tomorrow.
Why you not so? It seems like you're really going behind Dragon's Dogma, man, and Metaphor.
Nah.
What's the issue here, man?
No confidence, man.
And this is in November, December. You got plenty of time.
No, because my RPG of the year, I want it to be or Unicorn Overlord, but I probably know it's not going to win that. So.
Well, yeah, we know like you're personal, but like, what do you think is going to win at the Game Awards? Is the whole thing. So
fuck it. Fuck it. I'll go with Dragon's Dogma 2.
Okay,
okay, wait. What if we're both wrong? What if, because you're betting Final Fantasy 7, I'm betting Dragon's Dogma 2. What if we're both wrong? It just cancels out?
No. I get paid. You guys both pay me. That's
Oh my
it.
God, no.
I'm betting a 10 outcome.
Absolutely
Some
not.
random game is gonna win. That's not those. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm willing to make that. Bet. I think.
Wait, how much? How much is the bet?
Probably just a game. We'll just bet a game on it.
No.
Yeah.
2 million quid, man. Let's go with it.
Oh my God!
Are you crazy?
Don't listen to this man. Don't listen to this man. I don't know what he's talking about. Absolutely not. Yeah, I'll go one game. How about you?
One game?
A game at full
All right.
price.
All right, that works.
All right. So we're locked in. So like, yeah, you did say, what if none of them win? I guess it just cancels out. I guess it
cancels out.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That works.
Okay. Let's just be honest. We know Final Fantasy is being nominated, but what if Dragon's Dogma doesn't get
Oh,
nominated?
absolutely.
Do you just lose out at that point, or do we cancel?
Wait. Does it get nominated for game or RPG? Or
RPG as it. We're talking about RPG of the year category. Only
okay.
RPG of the year.
So if it doesn't get,
are you going to concede defeat, or are you?
Yeah, you gotta concede that.
No, I'm a Rob Jeff Keighley is what I'm gonna do. There's your money, Shadow.
Oh my God! All right, we're interested in the bet. We're just gonna go over the details later, I guess.
All right, cool.
Okay, so yeah, this game is doing incredibly well, but it seems that there seems to be a sales drop or something, or like the game is not performing as good as other Final Fantasies. And we got a super chat from Ricardo Bumap for $5. I'd say Dragon's Dogma as well as folks. I'll say Dragon's Dogma as well. Folks like a good character creation. Interesting.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like that character, it's trending just off of the character creation alone. I'm like, oh, yeah,
really? Like, so what? Is the character creation as good as like what's the other game? Like Tuckin?
That might.
Or like, you know, other games that are like
wait, back up. What'd you say? As good as what?
Tuckin, yeah, that's saying that right. Tuckin, yeah, Tuckin, yeah.
Tekken?
Yeah.
Like Tekken. You tried to say
game?
Tekken and said Tuckin?
Yeah, I think I said Tekken, yeah.
Did you say Tuckin?
Oh my
yeah, I think I said
Shadow,
Tuckin, yeah, my bad.
Tekken,
my bad. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong.
Shadow.
I apologize.
I've never heard anyone mispronounce Tekken.
Never. Tuckin.
I need to put some respect on Tuckin's name.
That's not your
You're saying
real.
Tuckin like Tuckin.
My bad. I don't know why, because I grew up with Tekken. Am I saying it right? I'm saying it right.
Were there people around you that ever said Tuckin?
No, I messed up. My bad. I apologize.
He's acknowledging his mistake. That's all that matters.
I apologize.
Good Lord, Shadow.
My bad. But yeah, it does have a good character creation, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, Tekken?
Okay. Yeah. And then
yeah.
And then like other games
Well,
like
here's
Cold
the thing.
Vein.
It has good character customization, not character creation.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Wait, we talking about creation or customization?
We're talking about creation.
Both, actually. Well, creation, but yeah.
I feel like that's the thing that people are going to like.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about JRPGs, if they're going to complement anything on Dragon's Dogma, it seems like the character creation is
creation.
what they're going to latch onto heavily. I feel like that's the only game that's going to give Final Fantasy 7 a run for its money. But I feel like they're going to give it to 7.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know it was that deep, but like Dragon's Dogma, like the problem with Dragon's Dogma for me is that it the first one came out, didn't do much for me, and the first one came out, I think like broken like a motherfucker. And it just didn't like I just didn't like it overall. It was clunky. I felt I feel like it had really good ideas, but it needed to be polished, and it probably needed to be on something more powerful because all the little things that they were doing during battle. And plus, like, you know what's crazy about this complaint is that Xenoblade does it, and I don't have a problem with it. Everybody talking at once. When it was happening in Dragon's Dogma, I was just like, everybody shut the fuck up for 5 seconds. But when it happens in Xenoblade, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's weird. Maybe that's.
I think it's because at least in the case of more recent Xenoblade stuff, it has better, like I think, sound mixing. Whereas Dragon's Dogma 1, I recall, was kind of bad with that.
Yeah.
But also, Dragon's Dogma 2 is pretty much everything they wanted the first game to be. So, and it's showing. So we'll see.
So maybe I'm underestimating Dragon's Dogma there. I know definitely from the first one, I love that theme song. That theme song was crazy. That shit was in my head for like weeks after I played it. But yeah, so back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It seems to be on a sales decline, or the series seems to be on a sales decline. Because I think 7 Rebirth ended up being like the lowest selling Final Fantasy release in a while.
Apparently.
Yep.
I think so.
Which is crazy because it's probably the best Final Fantasy's been.
Yeah, it easily has been, but people are saying it's like a drop off because it's so below Remake, I think, which I think like that's to be expected because first of all, if you didn't play Remake, you're not going to play Rebirth. Second of all, you got the hype surrounding Remake. People just interested off the hype that Final Fantasy is being remade, so they're going to play it. But the fact that I think it didn't do as good as 16, or did it do better than 16?
It sold lower than 16.
Yeah, it didn't do
it.
But
in Japan though.
Oh yeah,
we didn't get
numbers. Right.
We didn't get worldwide numbers yet. So, they could come out and say, "Oh no, it's fine," but at the moment it's just Japan.
Okay. All right, cool. So, do we think that Japan is just like over console gaming, or Final Fantasy doesn't hold that strong of a name anymore over there, or is this just
the first one? I think it's they still like Final Fantasy. It's just that, like I think someone said, like you said, and I think someone said in the chat, they're just kind of like traditional console gaming is kind of has been on the decline in Japan since the PS2. Like if this joint release, like I said, if this game released on Switch, if the Switch could probably run the game, it would have done way better. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So. The best. Okay, so it's interesting. The original on PlayStation has the best launch in Japan at 2 million sold, and then you got 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 13. How the fuck is 13? Well, I guess 13 at the time. All the hype surrounding 13. 13.
Dude, 13 was like, man, that hype was crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it was huge. I was part of it. 13-2, interesting, but that goes down from 1 million with 13 to 13-2, getting only 600K. Then you got Lightning Returns at 300. So damn, the 13 trilogy in Japan is amongst the best sales wise. That's wild.
Oh no, 13 is pop. I heard 13 was popular in Japan still, like even to this day, but I don't know how true that is. But
okay, actually, you know what? 15 actually has 700K. So that's actually, whatever. 15 was, the less said about 15, the better.
Lord?
But 7 Remake at 700K, 16 at 300K. Thank God. But damn, it did. But Rebirth is dead last, kind of, with only about 250K. Interesting.
I feel like the big thing that you said in regards to people who haven't played the first part,
right? Remake,
haven't spent their money on the second one, even though we know that those people are interested. It's similar to some of the the Trails games where it's like, right. Oh yeah, like later entries. Ooh, can I play this? No, you gotta. This isn't an entry point, so like play the previous one. Like okay, and then the previous one gets those sales, not this one right here. So like you don't get to see those sales until like later. There's actually a saying in like the book community. It's like nothing sells a book like a sequel to that book, and I'm like, I feel like the same thing is applying here. So it's like. It is what it is. Like Rebirth probably will sell good over time, but
yeah.
Like what did they say? What the third one is called? Reunion or whatever?
We don't know. We don't know the name for it.
Whatever the third one is, it's probably going to sell even less than Rebirth because of this as well.
I actually think the third one might be different. I think the third one might be PS5, 6 with whichever one. PS5, PS6, PC day one, perhaps, maybe.
They better if they want to
But
counteract against
yeah.
it. But if it's still only on PlayStation, I don't see it selling. Especially since it seems like what's going on is that by the time we get part 3, we're going to be on PS6. So it's either going to be cross-gen or it's going to be only on PS6. And if it's only on PS6, then we don't know what the install base will be on PS6 when that game comes out. So that's like another thing you have to take into consideration. It's a part 3, and it's on a console that we don't even have stats on yet. So it's like there's a lot of things that we don't know in regards.
So
to
basically, it's like it's unlikely that the last game is going to break any type of sales records, especially in Japan.
The only way I see the last game breaking sales records is like with the second game. They actually have this to where if you buy the game digitally, you can get remake and rebirth for the price of $70. You get 2 games for one. So if they could maybe do something like that, that's what I'm saying. They probably should market that actually.
I was about to say that they need to advertise that more if that is the thing.
Yeah, not so you can go in the PSN store right now. Yeah, you can get Rebirth and Remake for $69.99, like both games digitally.
That's a really good deal.
They should probably. So when the third game comes around, if they can bundle all 3 for like $70, fuck it, why not? Like that's a pretty good deal.
That's like actually a good idea. But what do you say to those people that was like, oh yeah, you just had to wait for all the games to come out? And it's consistently one game now, just like the original was.
Well, those people already said they were going to do that. Like, I remember when they announced that the game was going to be in like a multi-part type of thing, people said, I'm just going to wait until all the games are out and play them that way. I'm like, well, there you go. There's your chance.
What about the people who, like, for example, I think this is probably the reason why we see those sort of like sales on games like that. The people who don't want to buy it on PlayStation, who just specifically decided, like, look, when this comes up, especially because of the fact that we noticed a lot of the games that come out exclusively for PlayStation have just been moving to the PC. So for most people who have a PC, probably have a Steam Deck or whatever have you, and they want to play it on there preferentially, they've just decided they're not picking up, which is my situation. I would like to play it, but I'm just not going to play it on my PlayStation 5 because, one, I don't think my PlayStation 5 is a platform that I like playing on, and 2, my PC does it better. So
I agree with you on that, Q. I wish I was one of those people that can wait patiently to play this game on PC, but unfortunately, that ain't it. I mean, I'm probably
my only issue is Square Enix's PC ports are always kind of half and half. That's why I'm always like trepidatious on buying anything from theirs on PC. But I do understand that. I think that, like I say, that's why I think with part 3, it's probably going to be on PC day one, or at the very least, I don't think Sony would have to like offer Square probably like a pretty substantial amount of money to be like, we need part 3 exclusive, and I don't know if Square's going to want to do that. Nah. Also, someone asked the sales that we got are only physical. We don't know digital sales, but
I thought a couple days ago they already announced that PlayStation locked in the trilogy for exclusivity.
No, it's just the first 2. Like they addended that article. It's just the first 2 games.
Oh, okay. If the article was redacted, then alrighty then.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, I think it just makes sense for a game like that. You put it on all platforms, it will sell. Like there's no chance. Like if that comes out on PC day in day out, and you have both games on both platforms, 9 times out of 10 people pick it up on the PC who have a PC. And Shadow for one is not buying it on PlayStation if it's all on PC on the same day.
100%.
That's probably why PlayStation is trying their hardest to keep it this way.
Yeah, that's true.
Bloody bastards. That's what they are.
And that kind of messes it up because of the performance. It's not as maximum for me.
Oh, you mean like basically every Nintendo first party game? Oh, yeah, right.
Well, actually, no. Nintendo first party game performance are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're well up.
You're correct.
Yeah, okay.
Except for Xenoblade.
Is that first party? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they own Monolith.
Okay.
I think that like with the sales going forward, they'll probably like supposedly there was rumors that the upcoming Switch could run Remake Part 1. I don't know if it can run Part 2 or Part 3, whatever the hell that's going to be. But I do see Square probably trying to incorporate Nintendo into their big releases. Because I actually want to ask you about the Shadow. So when the deal for Remake Part 1 was being made, that probably was made in 2013. And at the time, that probably seemed like a good idea. But Square and Sony didn't know that game was going to take until 2020 to come out. Okay. So, and they didn't know the Switch was going to be as big as it is.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that going in with the Switch 2, they're probably not going to be doing deals like this to where they're cutting out like their big game, their big games on one platform. Like I can imagine that, like with Kingdom Hearts 4, for example, that's probably going to be on PC day one. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably not going to be like an exclusive or anything.
I don't know about that, only for Square Enix, because I'm starting to notice with their games, there's a pattern with their games. They all have like a 3-year shelf life. They released on one console or limited consoles, or limited platforms, and then the following year they show up on another platform depending on performance. But I think they do that year over year to make sure they have sales coming in on that thing. I don't think I've ever seen a Square Enix game only release like on everything out the gate day one, unless it was exclusive to that platform, for the most part. Because I feel like Octopath Traveler eventually went over. Octopath Traveler 2 eventually went over to other platforms.
Octopath is a funny one because it's not okay. So the first Octopath is on Switch, Xbox, and PC, but the second Octopath is on PC, Switch, and PlayStation, but not Xbox. Very funny series, but continue.
It's gonna eventually get over to Xbox. I have no doubt about that. But like I feel like Square Enix likes to stagger their releases, like not put all their eggs into one basket, so to speak. So
they did say something like that with the development of Rebirth. They were saying something like focusing on one platform makes development easier and quicker, which that is true. Like a bunch of our developers have said the exact same thing. So I'm not going to say like they're lying or nothing like that. That is like ostensibly true. Less time. And if you think about it, this game came out 4 years after Remake, which is probably the fastest we've had a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like,
So it should be another 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. How long has this console generation been going off so
2028 definitely sounds like a cross-gen PS5, PS6 title.
Yeah, it has to be. There's no way it wouldn't.
Generations. Wait, how long does Generations last now? Because it used to be 6. Now it's 7 to 8 now.
7 to 8. Yeah.
Especially with with the Pro thing happening, because before when it was 5 to 6, that was before consoles had firmware updates.
Right.
When they got firmware updates, it moved from 5 to 6 to 6 to 7. And now that we have these like Pro consoles, it moved from 6 to 7 to 7 to 8. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's just getting longer.
If PlayStation 5 came out in 2021?
No, 2020. Came out in 2020.
2020. Okay, so we got till
2028 sounds about right. Yeah. So we
got 4 years left.
So we're gonna see that Pro this year, probably. You think, or no, next year?
We have already been hearing rumors.
Yeah, so
man, I cannot believe that shit exists. Like, do y'all actually think we need a Pro? Because I generally don't think that we do.
I mean, I'm looking at Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth right now. I was like, that Pro is looking a little good right about now.
I think
the thing is we don't have enough games. I feel like we don't have enough games to warrant the Pro's existence. But do we need a Pro for games like Final Fantasy 7? Yes. So to answer your question, yes, we need it for games like that, but we don't have enough games to warrant its existence.
To be frank, Riku's 100% right with that, because this generation has probably had the least sort of like exclusive titles on whether it's PlayStation or Xbox that you have to have a console to play, and sort of like really uses a lot of the power that those consoles have. Because when we think back, like for example, like the PlayStation 4 generation, and we look at some of the games that came out at the beginning of that generation and at the end of that generation, it's insane when you compare to like the stuff that they put out at the end of the generation are like mind-blowingly better in comparison to the stuff that came out at the beginning.
Yeah, night and day.
night and day. And when we consider like for the PS5, I don't even think we've that developers have really like pulled out all the power of the current PlayStation 5. So even going to a Pro, what the frack are you like? Literally, no one's really been like putting stuff for that platform yet. It's not really been tested. It's not even been pushed.
So, I think. Wait,
yeah, that's what I was.
Say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, that's what I was kind of going on what Q said. We haven't had anything that actually takes advantage of these consoles. And as far as you, like, if you want to talk about open world games, I don't even care for the Horizon series. Never played it aside for like a couple hours of the first one. But look at Horizon Forbidden West and look at 7 Rebirth. Both of those games are on PS5, but the amount of detail in Horizon is crazy compared to, like, it trumps 7 Rebirth, despite, you know, like, they're both PS5 games. The only real difference is that I think the difference is that Guerrilla took the time into putting that into, you know, making it look that way, where Square Enix wasn't going to do that.
Anything on that Decima engine just fucking flourishes. Like, look at Death Stranding has no right looking that good, but since it's using Decima, like, it's that engine. But they created that engine, so like they get the credit. So
okay.
But even, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, even then, I'm like, even with 7 Rebirth being on Unreal 4, you can still have Unreal 4 games looking better than that. Like, that's not even like the discussion. I just think Square was like, they were probably going to, hey, look, we want to put this game out.
Unreal 5?
No,
it has to be, right?
No, I don't think. No, because
4 years from now.
No, because if you had asked me a couple years ago, will Kingdom Hearts 4 be on Unreal 5? I mean Unreal 4, I would have been like, yeah, probably. But it's fucking Kingdom Hearts 4 is on Unreal 5, which is funny to me. I don't know if it'll be on Unreal 5, which would be funny.
Wait,
I hope it is.
Kingdom Hearts. They said Kingdom Hearts 4 will be on Unreal Engine 5, correct?
Yes.
And you're saying that you don't believe that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 won't be on Unreal 5?
Maybe, because 2 different teams, 2 different pipelines. That's why.
Yeah, but it's still. I don't know. I feel like if there's any IP that Square is going to splurge on, it's Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII in particular. Everything else is like no, sorry, 3. Mainline Final Fantasy VII in particular, and Kingdom Hearts. Those are like the 3 main things we know Square is going to splurge on.
Oh no, I agree, but I was just still surprised that Rebirth was on Unreal 4, because I was not expecting that. I was like, huh.
I think that's because Unreal 5 isn't really like what games do we have that are running on Unreal 5 right now?
Hey, I got the perfect game for you, Riku. Want to know what it is?
And what is that?
Hellblade 2. The game.
Oh yeah, because that's out. I'm talking about out right now.
I know. I'm being.
I'm just saying, in 4 years, Unreal 5 will most likely be like a regular thing that companies are using. So I don't see them not using it.
Hey man, I hope so. But you never know with Square. You never know with Square. Like, yeah.
All right. So, last things on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Greatness. What's your last score on it? What do you give it on a 1 to 10 scale?
I'd probably give it. I really don't do numbers, so I'd probably give it like probably a 9, maybe 8 to 9. One of those. I'm not done with it yet. That's why I probably can't definitively say yet. So
okay. Personally, I give it a 9. But I would have to see. It could go higher or it could go lower depending on what they give this the story. What goes on with the story and how often. 9 point what? No, just a 9. We don't do these points around here, Riku. All right, we're not like you with the 9.25, 9.87,
You're boring.
27.
You're boring. You're a basic baby boy.
Nah, we don't do. We don't do that around these points.
9.
Even a 9.
Okay.
Oh wait, Riku, they're saying in the chat that Unreal Engine 5 games will run like shit. Ooh. Oh no.
Yeah, and that's because they probably don't know what the hell they're doing. It's a new engine. What I'm saying, 4 years from now, they're gonna fucking break that engine wide open. Be ready for Unreal Engine 6 or fucking no.
That's right.
Oh, that's another thing. It's funny because you remember Batman Arkham Knight and how great that game looks? That game runs in Unreal 3. I did not know that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you master that engine, your game's gonna look phenomenal. Like, people don't know what they're doing with Unreal Engine 5 right now. That's why the games look shit.
Yeah,
that comment doesn't mean anything. Like, you're just no.
It really does have to do with the engine, though. I mean, I remember the first time I saw Uncharted on the PlayStation, I was like, "Holy shit, this runs on the PlayStation!" Yeah, and then
that's probably
once it started to go through the generations, and you got to Uncharted 2 and then 3, and it's like, holy crap, how is this game looking so good? You know, it's just about people learning the hardware and then also learning the software, and then that's it.
Okay. And chat, what are your final scores for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? I'll read them off. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth doing real good out here in these streets. One of the best Final Fantasies, continues being one of the best Final Fantasies of all time. So yeah.
Okay, this looks like it's going to be a great reimagining, because that's what people want these days. Reimaginings, not remakes.
Wait, Riku, I meant to ask you. You said that you were waiting for the entire thing to be finished and you're gonna play it?
Correct.
Oh, because that's something I was talking about like earlier with one of my friends. I was like, yeah, people aren't playing it; they're just waiting until all the games are out, then they're gonna play it. So yeah,
yep. I'll be playing it. I'll be playing it on PlayStation 6 when they release the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy with Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth remastered for the PlayStation 6.
Disgusting.
That's when I'll be playing.
So
what do you mean disgusting? What do you mean?
Disgusting. Get it on the PC like a real man. Ugh, disgusting.
I mean, I'll have all three.
You see how he goes, and then years from now, when you tell him that he says this, he's like, I don't remember saying this.
Yeah, point there, Q. All right, let's move on. Let's go on. The chat is giving it Night Fury gave it 8 out of nothing. Ace Breaker gave it 8.5. Night Fury 8 out of 10 bananas. Okay, and that seems to be all. But yeah, really high score game. Let's move on to. Let's go on to Persona 3 real quick. Don't want to spend too much time with this. It's been out for a while. I think everybody loved it. Everybody was good with it. I actually beat it from the last podcast. Now, my closing thoughts on Persona 3 Reload. Really good game. Really good remake. There were times where I felt like I was playing an enhanced port of Persona 3. I just didn't care for that particular aspect, but I think we discussed it, Riku. This is a full-blown remake, and I was kind of expecting maybe a reimagining or something like that, or something.
Yeah.
But because ultimately, it just seems like there's nothing here that couldn't have been done on the PS2 itself. But then I'm looking at it a little bit more, looking at the synergy attacks and how good they look. So maybe I just feel like it has a very it's a remake, but it's like a PS2 format RPG, which it's a remake of a PS2 game. So of course that makes sense. I don't know. I couldn't shake that feeling because I played games like Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, and those games felt like actual remakes.
But that's the thing. Those games are technically reimagining.
Yeah, technically reimagining.
The only true Resident Evil remake is Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube.
Isn't that technically a reimagining too?
No. Remake of 1.
That one's. Go ahead.
I was saying remake of 1 is like what Riku said. It's a straight up remake 1-to-1. There's only there's one new, a couple of new things with the Crimson Heads and Lisa Trevor, but
yeah. So isn't that isn't that like a reimagining?
No. Okay. Here's the big difference between reimagining and remake. It has little to do with gameplay. It has mostly to do with story and changing things about that.
Okay, so all right, fair enough, because the remake for Resident Evil mostly kept the story intact. They add some things, like you said, with Lisa Trevor and the Crimson Heads.
Lisa Trevor was already.
Go ahead.
I just say Lisa Trevor was already in Resident Evil 1 originally, just not as a character you saw. It was just notes about it.
Yeah, you read about it. Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. All right, so maybe I think I said that when we were having that discussion, Riku. It was just me. This was a me problem. But yeah, I will say, and I was discussing with I think I was discussing with Bao, maybe Pelvic, about the last boss not being as good as the original. I don't think Nyx. Yeah, we could say Nyx was as good as the original in this one, but maybe that's my nostalgia talking. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. I'm like, his voice isn't as menacing. They messed up his final quote, which I felt was just real simple, real cold, straight to the point. And this one, they kind of added an extra ad lib to it, which it just felt like it was unneeded. But it's a nitpick for me. I'm the only one that feels this way.
Just now complaining that it was like too by the book, that you were expecting like a reimagining, and so now they take creative liberties, and now it's like, oh, why did they change that?
Yeah, you can't win, can you?
That was funny. That's fine.
I can't take that. Nyx is just that was too different for me. I couldn't take it.
Okay, it was too far. It was too far.
But overall, I really did enjoy Reload. I felt like the story that they added a little bit more details to the story, which of course they did, because it actually felt like when a character suddenly was unplayable for reasons. I kind of felt that lost this time around. I was like, oh, I can't play as this character anymore? Oh, well. And then, like, somebody else had a thing, so I won't go into too much detail. But, like, yeah, I felt like this game really did a good job retelling the story. Pal, what was your closing thoughts on Reload? I think you already said this.
Oh, I loved it from beginning to end. I thought the changes were fantastic. I mean, you and I, like, I understand your qualms with the final boss, like, the voice, but I didn't mind it because it's kind of in a way, like, bittersweet, like, it's definitely more bitter. Like, bittersweet may be too generous of a word, but for lack of words, it was just like, dang, you're fighting against something you may not want to be. And, I thought this was a great, remake. Now we wait for Persona 4.
No.
Lord, I'm scared, though.
No, we're not waiting for that. We're not waiting for that, pal. Let me tell you what we're waiting for. We're waiting for DLC. We're waiting for the answer. That's what we're going to get.
Wait, you mean me? I'm the one waiting for it, because I still haven't played Persona 3 yet. And when I heard that was coming out, you remember our conversation.
So, is anybody surprised about this?
No.
So Persona 3 got some DLC, the answer, they got some tracks coming from Persona 4.
They got some answering to do. What the fuck?
Yeah, it seems like it. So, nobody, I feel like the discourse was kind of even. People were like, fuck you, Atlas, for doing this. And then people were like, well, are you really surprised at this point? Does anybody have any thoughts on them adding the answer as a season expansion pass?
It's not even the answer that I was surprised about. They interviewed the director, Wada, and he was like, they asked him would he do portable content with the FMC, and he's like, I'm not doing that. And that was one of the things that I was trying to tell people for the longest. I'm like, I don't think that we're going to get the FMC in HD, unfortunately, because that's basically making the game over again. Like, the FMC wasn't just like a female character and everything was the same. Like, she had her own social links, her own Velvet Attendant. It was basically 2 games. That's 2 games, and they're probably not going to do that. Which, I would have liked to see the FMC, but what can you fucking do?
We got a super chat from Ricardo. My $2 super chat. Shout out to you, man. Sounds about Atlas. Yeah, pretty much. Sounds about Atlas. So Greatness, you were saying that you don't expect to see the female side in HD.
No.
To be honest,
they're probably gonna.
I'm the opposite of that. I think we're gonna get this expansion pass in next year, or maybe a year or 2 down the line, just like we did with just like we're getting with SMT5 Vengeance. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get the complete definitive version of Persona 3 Reload with FemMC included, because you 100%. did say like, oh, it's a completely different game. It's not really a completely different game. All they really have to do is change up some color accents, add a few lines of dialogue for dialogue choices, and that's about it. Like, it's the same. It's more or less the same game. They're not gonna go.
Do you know what text they have to change? Like, it's
the voice actors have to go back in and re-record it. They have to go back and program it. That is a lot of work.
See, here's the thing. You think they have to go back and program it? What makes you think they didn't already leave that code in there to be easily to just easily go in there and just add it? It's just blank right now. They can just go in there and add it. They fulfilled the room for it already. Just like how. What was the recent game that did it? I think it was Spider-Man that did it. That they have like the DLC city somewhere out there. It's just in pieces. They just know they're gonna release it at some point. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure, but somebody in the code did it. But something like that. They already got it in there. It's ready to go. It's just that they have to add the lines of dialogue to make it happen. Yeah. And this is Atlas we're talking about, people. You really think this is not? You really think this is not above
them? Maybe.
Go ahead.
Oh no, for like a part
Also,
2 or go ahead.
No, go ahead, Pelvic. Go ahead.
No, hold on. By the way, what's your name? Have we met before? I think we met. Like, hold on.
Who the fuck are you?
No, I didn't say that. No. I wasn't trying to be rude. I wanted to say, no, you can go.
Bro.
No, I definitely No. I didn't mean it like that. First of all, I did not mean it like that at all. Okay, I'm not rude to people. I am not rude to people who I don't know.
She meant.
Wow.
No, it was a genuine what's your name?
This is what I get for being nice. That's crazy.
What do you? Yo, put the tape back. I didn't even say who are you?
It's not Florida lifestyle, you know.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
Melvin oiled him up, and I grabbed him and slid him clean under the bus. Let's go.
I think he was really nice. He is really nice. I just want to say thank you so and so, not thank you person, not thank you rando, not thank you.
Whoever you are.
Yeah, I don't want to say that. The fuck? Oh my god. Y'all make me out to be something I don't want to say what I was going to say. Go ahead. Go ahead, person who I will never know the name of you. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I just don't know if they're going to do that, because remember, this is the same team that they're doing Persona 6 as well. And it's are they really going to put more development time into Persona 3 or Persona 6?
Yes, they are. Persona 6 can come out whenever.
Different teams did that. That's the thing. The Persona 6 team is completely different from the Persona 5 team. The Persona 5 team, they're doing metaphor. That's what they're doing right now.
You guys believe too much in devs, man.
Seriously.
You don't understand. It's about the money.
It's about the money. Do you see how much greatness you want FemMC? You see how many people actually want FemMC? There is money out there. They know it. They're gonna do it. They
knew it before they even made this remake.
Exactly. They know. It's gonna happen.
We spoke about the answer before 3 came out. We all knew they were gonna put this as DLC, and as we said, there's DLC.
Yep.
Look, at the end of the day, this is all about the bag for Atlas, and that's just
That's all it's about. They know they know that they can expose us for the most part. Listen.
I'm almost certain that
I didn't buy it.
Also, I'm almost certain that the director. I'm almost certain the director also said that.
I don't care what they said.
For the people who want to, for the people who want.
This is the kind of person that's just gonna be like, look, if they say this, I believe it.
Exactly. It's their actions dictate
depends on the person.
Their actions dictate other things. I don't care what it is.
They lied to him. He's like, oh well, I didn't know. We didn't know they were gonna.
No, it depends on the person. If it was Todd, and if you listen, if it was Todd Howard that said this, I wouldn't believe him because he's a known liar. The person
you trust Atlas?
But the person who's doing this is not the same person that's been doing all this other stuff. That you do know that people who work for the same company can operate differently. I take people at their word. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But until the new director has proven to me that I can't take what he says, then fine.
You know what that is? That's like FIFA gamers when every year EA says, you know what, we've added these new features and all this sort of shit. It's the same bloody game. What the fuck are you talking about? And then the fans are like, oh, it's better this year. No, it isn't. It's the same damn game.
So
you're just playing the same thing.
This is just
snake oil on it.
This is just an Atlas tactic.
They do it every time. They do it all the time. Company-wide.
I don't care who's behind it. The company is gonna do it. If there's content out there to be made, so they can make money, they're gonna make it. It's okay, metaphor. You know that's gonna have an enhanced version down the line, right? There's no way it's not. But we're all gonna buy it when it comes out later this year. We know. No,
that's not a we thing. That's a you thing.
Okay, yeah, whatever. But we know a lot of people are gonna buy Metaphor, Fantasy, whatever it's called, and they're not gonna be surprised 2 years down the line that it's gonna be an enhanced port of it. They just did it with 5, with Shin Megami Tensei 5. You know there's the meme going around with that image that has Atlas in their re-releases. Come on now. This is inevitable at this point. They're gonna come out.
But in the case of SMT 5, that game had to be ported to other platforms. That's why I got another re-release.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't on PlayStation.
Likely,
it wasn't on PlayStation or PC or Xbox.
Greatness is
Okay,
like, look, my Lord and Savior Atlas cannot be shamed like
Them
this. I'm
Atlas
just
ass
saying.
eaters, man. They all up in there.
He's like, you guys don't
Dookie and the
understand. You don't understand.
Mouth
You know?
smelling like fart. Like they're all they in there, man.
Atlas
I'm
slapped him in
sorry.
the face, and he's like,
A
you don't
lot of-
understand. Atlas loves me, right? This
You're-
slap was
you're-
meant. It was beautiful.
I know the Microsoft fan isn't talking. Stop this.
The Microsoft fan.
But
Get this guy out of here.
We all know this is demand for FemMC. There's no way Atlas is not going to capitalize on it. I know there are people there that maybe might be true to their word, but I don't know who even said that they wanted to just make vanilla Persona 3, and then all of a sudden we got the answer coming. So.
But
Whatever.
we know that when it comes for game developers, at the end of the day, developers want stuff. Like I don't doubt that the developers want to make a great game or want to do certain things. But at the end of the day, the publishers are the ones that make the final decision. They decide, okay, what's gonna happen really and truly and so forth. So with it coming down to Atlas as the ones making the final decision, doesn't matter what the developers want. At the end of the day, Atlas is going to decide what they want, and that's what's going to happen. That's it.
Because I feel like if everybody just takes a business class, if people are telling me they want something, I'm like, well, they really want something, and I can easily give it to them because we already said this, but like the FemMC and just the normal MC, there's not too much of a difference between everything. This is not like they're gonna remake an entire game. They're gonna add a couple of lines of dialogue, change the color scheme.
Out of respect,
And that's it.
I'm just I would say as someone who's actually learning how to make games, you sound kind of ridiculous, but I'm gonna just let you cook. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Because that's kind of crazy.
Developer talking here. Let me just tell
like do you sound? That
You
sounds
don't
insane.
So you're saying
No, like, I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. That just sounds insane.
Okay,
now
fine.
you're not trying to be me. Okay, but I was trying to be me.
No. What I'm saying is, yeah, no, crazy. Yeah, no. But like, no, it's fine. It's fine. If we get a FemC, that's fine. But I'm just saying, if it doesn't happen, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
So are you disagreeing with the fact that it's not as easy to do?
It's not as easy.
It's nowhere near as easy. Okay.
No, that's all I'm saying.
So
It's like
can
making
we?
two games.
It's like making a brand new game from the ground up. Is that what you're saying? Is it that easy?
Close to making a full new game, yes, because you still have to go
full new game. Okay.
Yes, because you still have to go in. She has her own social links. You have to
Right.
go get those people. They have to record all those lines in different languages. You have to program all that in. Then you have to bug test all that in. Like that takes a lot of fucking time, bro. Like that's not just something that you just hit copy and paste with like a couple of times. That's gonna take a minute. But again, the only reason I don't really know if it's gonna happen is mainly because I imagine Sega wanting to put Persona 6 out. That's why I'm like, that's why I think it's probably not gonna happen.
Why do we think
Sega wants to,
Why do you think Persona 6 needs to come out so soon?
I think he's thinking like a fan,
because Sega
wants
wants
a company. They will milk a game as long as they can get money for it. That's it. Well, how long did they milk Persona 5? They'll do it for 3 as long as they can.
I'm just saying, Persona 6 doesn't need to come out anytime soon. Like,
wait.
I don't know why are we thinking Persona 6 is going to be what in the next couple of years. It probably won't be. Like, I can tell you that right now. I don't think it will be. What you think it's going to be? When do you think Persona 6 is going to be announced? This year?
Announced this year? No, I think it's going to come out in like 2026 or something.
No,
like
at least announced. What do you think is going to be announced? I think it's going to be announced
probably next year.
Oh,
next
2025?
Announced next year.
I think it's going to be announced in 2026.
Next year, and it comes out in 2026. That's not happening, mate. It could be if it's announced. Atlas being Atlas, no, you at least need 2 or 3 years, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What are you talking about? They announced. What are you talking about? They announced Persona 3 last year, and it came out this year.
That's a difference. This is 6. This is a whole new Persona.
Yeah,
like you think
yeah.
it's gonna come out like the next year after? No, not likely.
like remember Persona. Like how long did Persona 5 take to come out after it was announced?
A while, man. I can't remember.
But that's because they messed up in development. Because Persona 5 originally was going to be an action RPG, but Atlas was like, never mind, and they started over. If they had started as a turn-based RPG from beginning, that game would have came out like while the PS3 was still active, probably.
The PS3? It wasn't a PS3 game.
Well,
yeah, no,
I mean, it started. Yeah, I'm saying it probably would have came out like obviously in like the Twilight.
Because it got announced in 2014, right?
Yeah, it got announced in 2014, but it started development like actually. Let's see, when did it start development?
I feel like people were saying it started development when Catherine came
Wait.
out.
Hold that thought, Shadow. There's a super chat.
We got a super chat.
We
got a $20 super chat from Cranberry.
Say with your chest, Shadow.
Oh man. I'm also a game developer, and to defend Shadow is really not that hard to replace a main character if you're just doing a cosmetic change.
Oh, that's crazy, because I didn't say it was a cosmetic change. And if you play Persona 3 Portable, you know that's more than a cosmetic change.
Okay, but the most thing that they're doing is just going back in, adding new dialogue, and they're adding, I don't know, like Baby Pell, you played it recently. How many new characters are actually in Portable?
Top of my head, but there was quite a few. Like, it's not even characters, but dialogue.
Okay, if all it is dialogue and we're not making an engine from the ground up. We're not making animations. Well, we are making animations for the new MC.
Yes, you are making animations.
You're probably going to make new You're probably going to make some new personas. You're probably going to make some new whatever synergy attacks for the MC, maybe. So
new cutscenes. Got to redo all the cutscenes as well. Got to redo all the cutscenes with her.
Wait, so none of the cutscenes are similar in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like why you got to redo the cutscenes? That doesn't make any sense. You just replace it with the MC, with the female MC.
So
the new social links and go ahead. Unknown.
Never mind. No,
I'm just asking. There's no cutscene between the femme MC and the main MC that are anyway
that are drastically different. I'm actually asking.
Night and day, completely.
Like I'm trying to remember Persona 3 Reloaded. I'm like you can just replace her in every cutscene.
I'm referring to like the anime cutscenes. You have to do those.
Oh, okay. See, now you have something. Now you might have something. Now you might have.
But I was referring to that though. Okay, you know what? Next game, Unicorn Overlord. Next game.
You might have something there when it comes to that. But like, even though those anime cutscenes weren't all that great, and I mean, like, they weren't like this is not like ufotable levels of greatness here.
Actually,
okay.
I mean, it was great. I mean, there was
what? Huh?
No, I'm talking about greatness and like something else. But like, no, because I just got my Unicorn Overlord and this thing is fucking huge, dude. Like,
okay.
But
anyway, for Persona, DLC, the answer's coming. Nobody's surprised. We know this is an Atlas trend. We know Metaphor's gonna do it, and also, the Persona series topped 22.6 million units. Damn, is that lifetime? 22.6 since Persona 1 that Atlas doesn't even know exists at this point, or just ignores? I don't know. Is that good? I feel like that's
no, that's good. Like for a series that's been around for that's pretty good. Most of it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. All right. So yeah, that's Persona 3 and its DLC, and we wait for the Persona 4 remake to be next. Well, in terms of remakes,
Makes me
brother.
I'm actually looking forward to that if there is a Persona 4 remake.
Can they remake one? How about that one? How about that one?
No,
how about two?
Yeah.
How about two?
Listen.
I mean, two as well, but
Persona starts with 3. We all know this. The series starts with
Shadow is kind of right.
It is Persona 3. That's it. You know?
Ill. Disgusting.
It is what it is. But but all jokes aside, I would like to tell them. But if they do remake 1 and 2, it's gonna be. I feel like it might be drastically different from the original. Like,
I mean,
like I feel like it's almost gonna be unrecognizable.
I hope not, because then that's like, I don't know.
I don't know. To get people interested, they really gotta like.
The problem is like the stories of Persona 1 and 2 don't fit within like this Atlas.
Exactly, it's gotta.
They don't fit within that.
Exactly.
Like Persona 1 opens up with Persona 1 opens up with demons invading your town and killing like your the main character's best friend's butler. Like that's not like there's no time for school shit.
Didn't 5 open up with like people getting killed to demons or? I'm
saying it doesn't open up like one structure doesn't allow for like a social link type of daily school type of thing.
That's why they got. That's why they're gonna. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want the daily school thing for. Well.
It doesn't really fit.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. No, it does not fit.
No, not within the context of Persona 1 and 2, at least.
No, it doesn't. Wow.
So I don't know how they're. That's why I don't know. I want them to remake them, but I don't think. I think Atlas knows it's like shit. I don't know how we can make this work.
Because if you do it like the school setting, you're completely changing the whole structure of the game, and like people are going to complain that it's not like the original, but the original didn't really do much anyway. So I mean, like they got to do something to get you guys interested. Good.
And in the case of a game like Eternal Punishment, most of the cast, none of the cast are even in high school. So it's like you can't even. There is no school to go to. So
interesting. Yeah, Persona starts with a Persona 3. We all know this. All right. All right, let's move on to we got some sad news in the past week. Akira Toriyama passed away. If you guys don't know, you've been living under a rock for the last 30 years. He is the creator of Dragon Ball Z. And this guy meant a lot to it probably meant a lot to you. You didn't even know it because probably your favorite game or your favorite anime is influenced by this man. And
I can't say it was.
And it's just sad to see this man go. He was also character designer for the Dragon Quest games. So Toriyama was a absolute unit, an absolute legend. Of course, me being personal, I don't want to hear any of you guys' story with Akira Toriyama or any other mediums that he created. But for me, of course, it's Dragon Ball Z. I remember me and my brother discovering Dragon Ball Z early at 5:30 in the morning, watching the Ocean dub back in the day, seeing Raditz, seeing Vegeta, then watching it all the time, and then for it to rerun, going from the Frieza saga back to the Sega saga. We must have did that like 3 times in a row, just watching it because we were waiting for new episodes. But man, Dragon Ball Z is definitely a huge part of my life. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Goku, being the character that he is, especially with self-improvement and wanting to train. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not the most in shape person in the world, but I definitely would have been a fat fuck if it hadn't been for Goku.
You put so much emphasis on that.
I don't see any other way around that. I definitely would have been a huge fat fuck, like visibly obese, like completely just like you can crack fact jokes on me all day long, if that was the case. But yeah, really.
Your neck was sweaty.
Yeah, my neck would have been sweaty, man. My parents let me eat whatever the hell I wanted. Like shit. Like I remember when I was a kid, like probably like up until like 7 years old, my parents just let me eat peanut butter and jelly all day. Because I was a picky ass eater and I couldn't tell them otherwise. Yeah, I couldn't tell them otherwise. It was only till I saw Goku training in that what's it called, the spaceship on his way to the
hyperbolic time chamber or the spaceship.
To Namek. That I just wanted to train. I wanted to run. I wanted to do all this other stuff and be in shape. But yeah, and then like later down the years, I kind of cooled off with Dragon Ball because when I moved to New Jersey, we didn't have Cartoon Network, so I skipped the whole Cell Saga for a while there. But when I finally got Cartoon Network back, I saw the Buu Saga, and my God, did I love the Buu Saga. I love Super Saiyan 3. I was a huge fan of Super Buu when he absorbed Gotenks. Like I used to love that character. I just loved the way he looked. Still do this to this day. But Dragon Ball has held a very special place in my heart, and it's a shame that the creator ended up passing away. Does anybody else have any stories that they want to tell about Toriyama or what he's influenced in the games that you like or the animes that you like?
For me, it's like Dragon Ball was different for me because of the fact like I discovered Dragon Ball like later in life. I think I was in my teens when I discovered Dragon Ball, and I didn't have Cartoon Network. Didn't grow up with Cartoon Network. We just couldn't afford it, to be honest, to have cable and have access to that. So I never got to see Dragon Ball like from Dragon Ball. I started from Z. And for me, it was DVDs. Like I used to get the DVDs, and I remember the first time I found it, I just thought it was cartoons, because I didn't even know what anime was at that point. And I got into watching Dragon Ball, watching Z, and I didn't even watch it in the right order because at the time, these stores that would sell these DVDs, they didn't have all of it, so they would have like disjointed movies and random episodes and all that kind of stuff, and that's how I ended up watching Dragon Ball. And with time, inevitably, I was just like, shit, this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. And that's what got me into anime. You know, that's what got me into a lot of the stuff that I'm into now, you know, was because of Dragon Ball. It was because I was watching Dragon Ball Z. And then with time, I discovered other anime, Naruto, One Piece, whatever else have you. I wouldn't say that it was primarily the reason I got into JRPGs, because I guess you can count Pokemon as a JRPG, and I played that before I saw Dragon Ball. But when you consider like JRPGs like Final Fantasy and stuff, yeah, it was after I started seeing Dragon Ball, and I was just like, it looks like anime, and I like anime. I'm enjoying this game, you know. So generally speaking, yeah, Dragon Ball is huge for me, and I don't know where you guys were. I would love to hear where you guys were during the like when you heard the news. For me, I was grabbing a coffee in the office, and I just saw it running across the news on the telly, and I was like, holy shit, you know. I think I texted my brother at the time. I was like, frack. You know,
my girlfriend told me.
Yeah,
serious.
I think I just woke up.
Yeah.
And I just saw the news. I was like, oh man, that's
I was playing Rebirth, and my girlfriend was like, Akira Toriyama died, and I was like, shut up, like, no, he didn't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then, you know, I go on Twitter and I see the shit, and I'm just like, oh my god. And I was like, dude, it's crazy because so many reasons as to why I started drawing was partly because of anime, and Dragon Ball Z was one of the first animes I ever watched. So it was like, you know, Toonami, you had Dragon Ball, you had G Gundam, Sailor Moon, you know, like all that shit. Like, yes, I fucked with Sailor Moon, but
I fuck with Sailor Moon too. And I had a huge crush on I keep forgetting what her Japanese name is.
I'm gonna be real with you. I wanted them all, bro. I was for the team. I wanted them all. Damn. I was like, I don't know. Something in my little head was like, I need them. Like, all like.
He wanted that harem right before you even knew it.
The Sailor harem. That's it.
But like, it was just Dragon, and then like I remember how I discovered Dragon Quest and even Chrono Trigger, because I was like, wow, this style looks kind of like Dragon Ball. And then I looked into it, I was like, oh shit, it was Toriyama. No, he did this, and I'm like, yeah, dude. Like he does other stuff, like, you know, besides Dragon Ball or whatever. And like, you know, I started like looking into, you know, Dragon Quest. I remember what was it? Final Fantasy 12, I believe, came with a demo. A demo of Final Fantasy 12 came on Dragon Quest 8, I believe, like the PS2. Yeah, like, you want to play Final Fantasy 12. Yeah, and I remember like picking up Dragon Quest, and I was like, "Yo, this is really cool." And I don't know, like there's like only once in a lifetime does, like, you know, an artist like come around that, like, you know, truly like kind of shapes things. Like, and Toriyama's someone that's gonna, like, I think, live on forever in a way. So
absolutely,
yeah.
Riku, Pelvic, you guys got any Akira Toriyama things? Does it have to be Dragon Ball?
Yeah, I have one. I want to see if she had anything first.
Oh, huge. Like, because I too, as a kid, I watched Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon. You know, I always I wanted Goku and Sailor Moon to like get together. That was like my whole thing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I thought that'd be so
just
cute.
shipping things.
I really, since I was a chibi, as you'd say. Oh yes. But definitely about that life. And like, I never got heavy into Dragon Ball, I guess. I was more of like a Sailor Moon person. I liked Dragon Ball because I just felt like, as someone who was like kind of learning about anime, I was interested in anime. I was like, I have to like all anime, you know, regardless of it. It's not that there isn't anything to this or to not like about Dragon Ball, obviously, but that was a big thing. But I think like as I started to become more of like an artist, that's where Akira Toriyama like really kind of caught me, because I remember my mom buying like how to draw Dragon Ball, you know, books, how to draw Sailor Moon books and stuff. And I remember having a Dragon Ball Z one, and like Dragon Ball Z is my point, for better or worse, my reference to how to draw like muscles and stuff. So which has, you know, come in handy for my current favorite things to draw. Yes, current endeavors. Yes. So yeah, and just his art style also is just iconic, you know. I feel like anytime you see his art, you just know. You know, whether it be Sandland, obviously Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, you see it, you're like Akira Toriyama. And I think there's something like magical about that when you have such a distinctive style that has inspired millions, you know, across the globe. Like, it's just R.I.P. King. So he amazing man.
Riku?
Yeah. So for me, it was like when I was young, there was I tweeted this little story out, but I'll say here. But basically, when I was young, my grandmother, like most grandmothers around this time, was very religious. So she was like, here are things that you're not going to consume. You are not going to consume the Pokemons. Okay, that's demonic. You're not going to consume the Harry Potters. Okay, that's demonic. And you're also not going to consume this show called Dragon Pull C. I'm like, Lord, Dragon Pull C? That shit sounds crazy. All right, Grandma, I'm going to stay away from those. So for a while, I did stay away from Pokemon. And I did stay away from Harry Potter. And I didn't hear about this Dragon Pull C, but I was like, I'll look out for it, Grandma. If I see it, I'm going to stay away from it, right? But my uncle, which is her son, my mother's little brother, they're like very far in age, so he was like my older brother to me. And he came over one day and he turned on Toonami and he was like, "Hey, watch some Toonami." And I saw the show and I was watching. I was like, "Oh, this show is pretty fucking dope. What is this?" I was watching it. I was watching it, and then when it ended, it said Dragon Ball Z. I was like, "Huh, Dragon Ball Z? Well, this can't be Dragon Pull C, is it?" Nah, this is probably something different. And I just started watching it, and then my grandma saw me watch. She's like, "That's Dragon Pull C." And I'm like, "Too late. This shit is heat." So that was my story of how I got into Dragon Ball Z, and it was love at first sight, basically. And I've been an anime boy ever since. But
shit.
Yeah, man, I love Dragon Ball Z. It's my
Dragon
third.
Ball Z.
Yeah, I know, right? It is not Dragon Ball Z. It's my third favorite. It's still my third favorite anime of all time, behind Saint Seiya and Yu Yu Hakusho. That's like my holy trinity right there. Saint Seiya, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Dragon Ball Z. So, and I don't think at this point it's ever going to change. Like JoJo's and Gundam are really close, but like that's my holy trinity.
This man didn't even mention One Piece. But here's the question, though.
Lord?
For everyone in the show, who's your favorite Dragon Ball character? For me, it's Trunks.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
Trunks.
Perfect, Riku. You got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. He arguably has the best debut in anime history.
I give you that, definitely. You say I would say his character is ultimately fumbled, but
I mean, when you sit down and think about it, what character in Dragon Ball that isn't Goku didn't get eventually fumbled? So
yeah,
it's
I
like,
mean,
Bulma.
that's not saying much.
Bulma came out on top. On top.
I was talking about. I was mostly talking about the characters that were fighting. I feel like if you were fighting, that is why you eventually get fumbled, because at the end of the day, the story is you are a punching bag until Goku arrives, and then it's Goku's
I got
turn.
one.
So since Bulma isn't fighting, she avoided that. So I was more so talking about the characters that fought.
Android 17, the MVP. Android 17.
I did like Android 17 for a while there.
He low-key disappeared for a very long time. So
Yeah.
I mean, he wanted to be a ranger.
I'll give you 18.
Just like go out and go out
18.
and
17
18 is waifu.
kinda
She's top tier waifu
I'll
material.
give you 18. I'll give you
18 got turned to a piece of candy.
Oh man.
She had her fight in Tournament Power. She had her good.
And 17 had his. He was the MVP of the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, whatever. But he ain't waifu, so it's all good.
Oh my God.
She is top tier.
I will say, like, I'm basic. I'm gonna say Goku. For a while there, it was. Oh, I think it was Super Buddha I really liked the most, but Goku is definitely my favorite. I will also say, like, we love Akira Toriyama, but there were some things about him that kind of annoyed me a little bit. One of the things was he forgot certain things about Dragon Ball. He forgot Super Saiyan 2 was a thing. So I'm like, how are you making like that? That made me just realize how much the fan base is thinking about stuff more than he is. Like, he created all these forms and he can't even remember Super Saiyan 2. Also, he was kind of lazy. Well, not lazy, because like he liked the drawing. He had some pretty good drawing stuff. But like, I thought the tails on Saiyans were pretty freaking good. Like, they were very unique. And he just stopped drawing them because he didn't want to draw them anymore. Because they were just kind of.
Well, I mean, but that's also why Super Saiyan exists. He was like, I need a way to show that Goku got stronger. That's like it that visually changes him. So he just started inking. He stopped inking his hair when he went Super Saiyan. He was like, oh, that
gotcha.
works.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Well,
he's also
well,
lazy.
he literally said he didn't want to ink Goku's hair anymore.
Yeah, he's just lazy.
Yeah.
He's just thinking like, well, that's not
Oh,
lazy in
but
a
I
good
think that's
way.
actually,
But it's
but
like,
I think that, but that's kind of creative more than it is lazy because you get the point across without like,
but
you
he
know.
said it.
Smarter,
But
not
he
harder.
said it. He said it.
Yeah,
He didn't want
smarter,
to.
not
He didn't
harder.
want to do it.
Yeah.
But
I
okay, fair
mean,
enough.
if you, I mean, the mangaka life and output is fucking tough. So like,
It is.
cutting corners and being creative at the same time. You know what they say about creativity, man. But it's
Yeah.
like, no, I agree with you in regards to like, he had his things. I mean, if you know what Dragon Ball actually started off as versus what it ended up being, like that boy was wild. He was doing some crazy stuff. Like, oh my god, we have an invisible character. How do we beat him? Show him your pussy. Oh no, noisily, we got him, baby. Like he was doing some crazy stuff.
It was,
you know.
hey, also it was a different time back then, so you know.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
definitely.
All right, so
Mm.
yeah, that's the Go Akira Toriyama. You know what's interesting is I felt like I should have felt it more when the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh died, but I
You bigger Yu-Gi-Oh guy?
I like Yu-Gi-Oh was a big part of my life back in the day. It really was. Yeah, I used to play it. I used to
Dragon
live and
Ball.
breathe it. But like,
For me, like me,
Yeah,
not
okay.
obviously.
yeah, and I'm surprised when he died. I guess from recent years I haven't really been into Yu-Gi-Oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh was definitely a big deal for me back in the day.
I think it hurts a little bit more for people for Dragon Ball currently right now because of the fact that Dragon Ball Daima was
right.
in development and it was coming out. Like, I'm not saying that the explosion for the love for Akira Toriyama wouldn't have been any less huge than it is right now. But I do feel like it would sting just a little bit less if we knew he wasn't working on something.
So where do we go going forward with things
Daima?
like well, not just Daima, but Super, Dragon Ball Super, especially the manga. Because I thought he was giving Toritaro like story
Isn't
points.
Toritaro doing that one?
I thought he was just doing
he is.
the design. I don't know if he was doing the story.
No, he wasn't. in the story.
Toritaro was doing his version of the story that Toriyama was telling him. So we don't know how much information he still has to go off of Toriyama until he starts writing his own stuff. And I'm sure the fans will let us know when that happens.
To be frank, I don't think Dragon Ball's story per se is the deepest when it comes to anime.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's the
Yeah.
action. I think if for example, there's some series like One Piece or something, or maybe like Berserk or whatever, where the story is like really the story. You know, like you need a guy who's writing the story to keep it up for the most part. But with Dragon Ball, it's kind of like as long as the art is good and as long as the fights are good, it's still gonna be Dragon Ball for the most part, you know.
We understand that. I think people just care about the Toriyama touch. I think they know that. I think they know that it just won't be there anymore. Even if someone could come in and critically do it better, you know.
Yeah.
Because we're not saying that Dragon Ball was perfect.
No, it wasn't. It was, but it was iconic. I think that's the thing about Dragon Ball is that it was definitely iconic. And I mean, shit, I used to spend weeks going to DVD clubs around the country trying to find the next like Dragon Ball shit I could find. So it was good. You know?
Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what's going to happen with Daima, because the thing with Daima is like, how much information did Toriyama tell them about Daima's story overall? Did he tell them a quarter of it, half of it, the whole thing? Like, how much do they have to go off of? Because, you know, as far as what we've been hearing, Akira Toriyama was very excited in regards to what he was doing with Daima. They were saying his excitement levels for Daima was like arguably higher than anything he's made in the Dragon Ball world. So it's like,
because
he was very happy about it, and he was working very closely with Toei Animation to make sure that this was as closely to what he envisioned, you know, since he wrote the manga back in the 90s. Like he said, he hasn't been this close with a project since him writing the manga. So it's like, that was one thing to look forward to. Like, this was going to be the most Toriyama Dragon Ball creation since, you know, the end of the manga. So the fact that he had to pass away before we got to see that even come out is sad.
Greatness, you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say that basically what he said, it's like because Toriyama was burnt out drawing Dragon Ball back in the 90s, like when he ended in 96. And post that he was pretty much, he was kind of involved with some stuff, but for the most part he was like, I kind of just overdrawing. I just want to retire, spend time with family or whatever. But when I heard that like he was really excited over Daima, and I looked at what Daima was, I'm like, Goku was a kid again, Vegeta was a kid, and it still had that flair of action, but still had that kind of, I don't know, like Dragon Ball is like a comfort show in a way, like that kind of like little nice comforting feel to it. It had that, and and that's, I think that's that Toriyama touch that Ricky was talking about, and I don't know how that's gonna be going forward. And if they decide that they can't continue Daima, then that's fine. Because I was really hurt when Miura died, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck, man,
Yeah,
God damn."
This one hurt me a little bit more, but that one hurt me a lot too.
Look,
Once
listen.
again, it really hurts when they're currently working on something and it's not done. If they were done and they were chilling, they were tired, they're just living their life out, then you're like, okay, rest in peace. With you not working on anything, it's safe to assume that you were in a place of like satisfaction, and like we got everything out of you, and we're happy that you. But it's like when you hear that, oh yeah, man, I'm working on something, and dead. Like, man, that hurts even more.
Listen, a certain fantasy author needs to finish his books. I know that.
Oda?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that need to finish their stuff before they croak, like fucking Togashi and Hunter x Hunter, and fucking there's a lot of them out there. It's like you're looking at all of these things, like we're losing like heavy hitters like every year since like 2021 or some shit.
To be frank, I mean, if they would just like for a lot of them, I think if they can write the story, all right, like spend forget the art, someone else could do the art for the most part, write the story, finish the story, and then we get the art later. If they were to unfortunately kick the bucket, at least we'll still get the story to like complete, because getting another halfway story life sucks.
I think that's kind of what Togashi was doing with his wife. I think his wife was helping him with some stuff, but I don't know like the exact details about that. I do know that that the world is missing an amazing artist, and it's going to be that less colorful without one.
Sucks. Really does suck. Yeah, that's Akira Toriyama, one of the GOATs. May he rest in peace. Brought us the gift that is a lot of things. And influenced so many when you didn't even know you were doing it, probably, but you did. Okay, let's move on to another topic. Let's talk about trails.
Brother.
Is that Bao in the chat?
Is it Bao? What was Bao saying in the chat?
He said RIP to the GOAT. That's Bao.
He said Kingdom Hearts is amazing. That's what he said.
Oh my god.
He said just got off work and running errands before anyone asks.
Alright, just making sure. Alright, he got an excuse. Alright, cool.
Somebody put the Glock back in the back.
Yeah, the alibi already.
Alright, fine. I'll let him have a sick day if he wants to. Alright, fine. Let's go on the trails real quick. So Trails and Daybreak finally got a release date. When's it coming out, Riku? July 4th? Why did I say July 4th? Okay, July 5th. I was close. So yeah, that's coming out, and hopefully next year we'll get the next game. But Riku, do you have any predictions for this game? Just overall, like how it's going to be received by people, or is it just going to come out and be whatever?
That's a very good question, because I could see it going either way. I could see it being the one to like make the franchise even more popular because of it being, you know, a new legit entry point that someone can hop into since Cold Steel 1. But then another part of me is like, oh yeah, it'll just come out and then just disappear.
You gotta remember, this is a 3-year-old game, and you gotta play. And how many prerequisite games you gotta play in order to play this one? Technically, it's not the best jumping in point.
Well,
so, hey,
see, I wanted to bring Persona 3 into this, but it's like it's nostalgia and the Persona moniker behind it, so it's like.
Well, Persona 3 is not like a continuation. Like you can jump into Persona.
No, I understand that, but I already talked about the fact that this is an easy entry point. You know the dickheads are gonna come, and the dickheads are gonna say, "Look, could I start from this one?" And technically, you can't tell them no. You can't tell them no this time. Like we've been telling them no for like 4 years now with Reverie, Cold Steel 3, Cold Steel, 4, Cold Steel 2. We've been telling them no. You can't start here. Start from Cold Steel 1. Start from Sky, or at least start from fucking 0. Don't start from fucking goddamn Reverie, you retard. But now it's like you can kind of tell them, yeah, if you want to start here, I'm not going to hang you.
Actually, can I ask you something about that, Riku? Because I've only played a little bit of what was that? The very first Trails, Sky. Do you believe that people can actually just jump in these games like anytime they want, or is that just like a marketing thing? Because like from what I've been told, everything in Trails happens sequentially, like one after the other, and you need to know the context for it. Like they put him. So one of my friends pretty much said it'd be like you try to start Game of Thrones with a Dance of Dragons. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, so I don't know.
I mean, Dance of Dragons is like a prequel, so it's. I feel like you can't.
Wait, what?
Oh wait,
Dance of Dragons?
I'm sorry. House of
Dance
Dragons.
Dance with Dragons?
My fault. House of Dragons.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm thinking of something.
Yeah, no. Dance with Dragons is the 5th book.
Yeah,
you cannot start Game of Thrones with that book.
My bad. I was thinking about House of Dragons. My bad. Go ahead.
No, he is correct about that. But the thing is, Trails in the Sky is the best entry point, but it's not the easiest entry point. The easiest entry point, people borderline unanimously agree, is Cold Steel 1 because it is, more modern and has, attributes that people like in their other JRPGs like Persona and whatnot. And for a while, that was the entry point that a lot of people who weren't fond of Sky would hop into, right? That's why Cold Steel 1, as far as I know, is Cold Steel 1 and Cold Steel 2 are like the best selling Trails games if we're breaking them up into entries.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it's like, I feel like that's one of the main reasons that's the case, outside of, Sky not being available as well. But it's like, moving forward, that's what Daybreak is going to represent. The newest, easiest entry point when someone comes up and says, "Ooh, I like this Trails franchise. What's this about?" And then they were the first source says, where should I start, right? And when they see fucking 15 games, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't know about that." But then when they see Daybreak, they're like, you're trying to tell me that this is the newest, easiest entry point, on top of the fact that this is the latest one, and out of all of them graphically, this one looks the best." And that's another thing you have to take into consideration. A lot of those people, when they saw Cold Steel like 3 or 4, they're like, "Oh, this game looks pretty cool. Can I start from here?" That's the first things they say, verbatim. "This looks pretty cool. Can I start from here?" Keywords is looks, right? So it's like when you tell them, "Oh no, you can't start from here. You got to start from this game. Well, this fucking Chibi 2004 game. This doesn't look cool. I don't want to start from here." Even when you tell them Cold Steel 1, "Oh, what the hell? This looks like a goddamn PS1 game. Well, I don't want to start from here. I want to start from Cold Steel 3, right?" So even with these games not even looking that graphically good, they're still comparing them to each other, and they want to start from Cold Steel 3 or Cold Steel 4 because they quote unquote look the best, So it's like Daybreak also has that working with it as well. Out of all of them,
so you're saying it's gonna separate the fan base. You're gonna have the people that started with Daybreak, and then you're gonna have the people that actually started from the
just like we had with the people that started from Cold Steel, and they all try to downplay all the people that started from Sky. It's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna have new people that start from Daybreak, and they're gonna look at everyone that play Cold Steel and like, those guys. I'm superior. I've only played Daybreak and moving forward. Like,
do you think?
So,
go ahead.
No, because I was going to ask, like, how well do the games catch you up on the previous events? Because, all right, so I started, like, for example, I started Kingdom Hearts with 2, right? But the thing about it is, Kingdom Hearts 2, there wasn't that much background stuff to catch up on at that point. It was only 2 other games. So, like, but in the case of Trails, there's, like, what, 10 games, 9, something like that? So I'm just like, how well...
be game number 11.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. So, like, how well did it catch people up on the events of the past 10 games? Is, I guess, what I'm asking.
So, when it comes to the entry point, so Sky, 0, Cold Steel 1, and now Daybreak, those entry points, those specific entries are usually self-contained. They don't really reference the arc that happened before them.
Okay, right.
It's not until that game's sequel where they allude to the fact that you should have some information to the games that came out prior to the game you just played. But that first game is like, they're giving you leeway. They're like, all right, buddy, this game is to like sell you on the franchise, right? But the next game, you're going to have to, really make a big choice here, right? Because we're going to start
homework.
We're gonna start fucking up. Right now we just playing with you a little bit, a little foreplay. But next game we gonna fuck you, so you better get ready, right? So that's how they kind of do it. You can see that in Azure, you can see that in Cold Steel 2, and you can see that in technically Cold Steel 4, because there's some weirdos that started from Cold Steel 3 because they got the Switch version, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm following it from the perspective of New Class 7, I'm fine, and then they see Darth and stuff, and they're like, what the fuck.
Hey, didn't NIS say that you can start with Cold Steel 3? I think I remember seeing a tweet of that or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was a business.
Yeah,
that was obviously business jargon they were talking. They're like, oh yeah, we need this game to sell on Switch, but if we tell them this isn't a good entry point, they're not gonna play it. Tell them they can start from here.
So it's like Witcher 3 a little bit. Like even if CD Projekt Red want to say start with Witcher 1 and 2, well, Witcher 1 and 2 aren't on PS4, so what the fuck are they supposed to do?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Do you believe it would be within Falcom's best interest? Because you just said like a lot of people are like, oh, I got to go back to play Sky 1. That game looks like a freaking Game Gear game. Do you think that it would be beneficial for them to remake the Sky series and to maybe remake Zero Nazar?
So they already stated multiple times that they were interested in making a Sky remake from the ground up. And it wasn't until this year, it was an interview of them saying they were not only interested in making the Sky remakes, they're actually sort of looking into it. So it's like, in the distant future, I can definitely see a Sky remake being a thing.
Do you think the Sky remake is just going to be the one game, or is it going to be like 2 games, and maybe you got to remake a third or 3? That's the tricky part, because it's like, if you're going to remake Sky, you would assume that it would be, first and second chapter in one game. Exactly.
Right? But then it's like, there's 2 questions that sprout from there. It's like, question number 1, is Sky the only one that's going to get a remake and this is a one-time thing? Or are you going to move forward and basically do what Yakuza did, where you remake, or I guess Resident Evil's doing it as well, right? Remaking your previous games as you're like still making
new games,
further games in there as well. This is fucking One Piece technically doing that as well now, huh?
Oh yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah.
So it's like, what do you guys want to do with this Sky remake? Where does this go after that Sky remake is out?
Yeah,
because if you are going to move forward, because if you are going to move forward and this isn't a one-time thing, then it's like, okay, what are you going to do with Third? Is Third just going to be a remake on it by itself? Because it can't be connected to like other games like Cold Steel 1 and 2, Cold Steel 3 and 4, and then there's like there's Reverie, those extra games. So I was like, they're probably just going to make it separately, but They could make them just a Sky Trilogy remake and just slap it all in there at once and charge you $70. You know, which is like,
do you think that would be highly beneficial to the whole to the franchise as a whole? Like, would it do anything, or would it get people to actually play the game starting from the beginning, or is it just like?
I feel like it would be beneficial if they did it. Yeah, no, I feel like it would be beneficial if they did it, because I feel like there's a decent amount of people that are just like, I don't want to start this because the first game isn't available, or I would play it if the first games didn't look like fucking Game Gear games, so it's like there's a concerning amount of people that say that. Okay. So it's like, and on top of the fact that it's like with the rumors of like, oh yeah, we're 90% done and all that stuff. First of all, we're not going to get into that, right? how long we actually got to get done, right? But it's a similar situation with Shueisha in One Piece, where it's like when One Piece is over, Shueisha, what are you going to hold on to hold it down and bring in the money when it comes for like your franchise, because they're really relying on One Piece a lot to like bring in the money,
Not to like, because all the current stuff is short now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're short, and they they'll have their spike franchises that'll make a bunch of money, but then they're over, and then you can't really make any more money off of them, like Demon Slayer and whatnot. So it's like Shueisha has to look into that, but I feel like Falcom is in a similar situation with Trails, where it's like, it took a while for Trails to start making money, but Trails definitely makes them the most money out of the stuff that they make, which is like, okay, yeah, they make outside of Trails, they only make E's, and yeah, they're bringing Tokyo Xanadu back, which we'll talk about in a second. But it's like they've really put all of their eggs in Trails. Like anytime they're like a new announcement, it's like, what are they gonna make? Oh yeah, we're making another Trails game. What about E's? What about this and that? And it's like their Kondo is focused on like finishing up Trails before he retires. So it's like, okay, you finished. Let's say you did finish Trails and then you retired and you're like, peace, I did my job. I'm out of here. New president. What is Falcom going to do after Trails, right? Because we know Ease is going to continue, right? Were you going to bring fucking Xanadu in there? Like, or are you going to continue the Legend of Heroes, whatever game is going to be after Trails? Because remember, technically, Trails is the Legend of Heroes 6. All of these games are the Legend of Heroes 6. Daybreak is the Legend of Heroes 6-11.
Jesus so it's Christ, like, this all sounds complicated. My God.
Technically, that's if we're being technical, it is the Legend of Heroes 6-11. So it's like, okay, so after Trails, the Legend of Heroes 6 is over. Like, are you going to make the Legend of Heroes, the actual Legend of Heroes 7, or are you going to go back and start remaking these Trails games now that you have all of these people that are invested into Trails in particular?
I feel like, I feel like it would be highly beneficial for them to go back and do it. They just need to find a time period in which they do. And I think after, I think they announced the game after the third date. I'm calling it the third Daybreak or Coral game, whatever. I think they need to just chill after that and then just like go back and remake them. But we got a super chat. Found out a super chat from Acebreaker.
Acebreaker.
Honestly, it feels like Falcom / Kondo.
Yeah, Kondo. You got
Kondo. Right. Kondo kind of trapped themselves. They want more people in the series, but at the same time, want to tell a grand connective story.
It's a double-edged sword, man. It's a double-edged sword. Like, you can't do anything. I feel like there's little to no way around that when you make an episodic JRPG.
Yeah.
There's no way around that. Same, like I said, we were talking about it earlier when it came to Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth, and everyone's talking about, oh my god, Rebirth sales, why does it look this way? Yeah, you can blame it on Japan being not really that heavy into console gaming. You could blame it on the fact that Japan was always Dragon Quest over Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy was more so of an American thing. But another, portion of that is the fact that they are taking the episodic JRPG route, and when you do take that route, your sequel game has a higher chance of just not selling as much as your predecessor game because of the fact that you have to play that predecessor game before you play the sequel game. Yeah, so when you're Trails and you're 11 games in, like, every single game there's a high chance that it's just going to sell less and less and less and less until you make these like entry points where people can just hop into here and like work their way forward and backwards at the same time. Which for Cold Steel is like that obviously that was the longest arc out of all of them. So like what 5 games? So it's like that's a long time to wait for the next entry point, you know? So you have I'm not disagreeing with you, Ace, but that it's like it comes with the territory of trying to do
it's the nature of the beast. It's the nature.
Yeah, this is why you don't see a lot of episodic JRPGs. Like outside of like the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head is Xenosaga, which you know that ended with 3, right? You have Kingdom Hearts, which is like you have Kingdom Hearts, which is like Kingdom Hearts. We don't go get into that, but it counts, right? And then Dot Hack, which Dot Hack.
We don't talk about
it. Did end. But it was like there's not many that examples of like companies doing overarching stories that continue with the next one. And then you had Xenoblade. You know, Xenoblade started off as like a standalone, and then Xenoblade 2 another standalone, and then Xenoblade 3 is like, oh, technically we're gonna connect it all together. It's like, and now do we know if Xenoblade 4 is gonna be connected to the previous ones, or is that gonna be another standalone? And they're gonna go ahead.
I thought they were doing a new IP. I thought they were doing a new IP after Xenoblade 3, or was I wrong?
I thought they said they were gonna. I could have swore I read something like a month ago or so that said another Xenoblade game is coming. I could be wrong.
Well, shit.
You know, my point still stands. There's not that many long, grand connecting story JRPGs, so it comes with the territory, Ace. You know?
It's kind of a business decision at this particular point. If you make if you make a sequel entry, you're automatically gonna like some percentage of your sales are gonna fall off because a lot of people didn't play the first game,
the first one.
So it kind of sucks in that regard. And Bio brings up a good point. If you remake Sky and don't do the others, then people are going to be pissed when they get this HD sexy looking RPG and have to go back to Sky 3 or the Crossbow games, and they're foogly as hell.
I agree with you, because remember that was an issue that people were having with Yakuza, where they had to play Yakuza Kiwami, which was a remake, right? And then they made a Kiwami 2, right?
Yeah,
And then there was Yakuza. Then there was Yakuza 0, which takes place before Yakuza 1, which is Yakuza Kiwami. And that one is that one using the remake engine, or is that using a remastered?
So Kiwami,
that's a remake.
Zero is like it's not like the old one.
If you know from
I reviewed the entire Yakuza series, so I can.
All right, tell me. From Yakuza 0 to Yakuza, let's go 7.
You have to get.
What is the best version of each of them that you can play right now?
Like
Yakuza
the
0.
best game in total?
No. The best version of Yakuza 0. What is that? A remaster or a remake?
That's a new game.
Yakuza 0 is a new game essentially. So essentially, Yakuza 0
and Yakuza Kiwami, that's a remake, right?
Yeah. So you have Kiwami remake, and then Kiwami 2.
Kiwami 2, that's a remake. All right, and then Yakuza 3 is what?
Yakuza 3 is just it's just an upscale game. It's not
okay. So and that is where Yakuza fans are like, they're irked. I've heard it. You know, I have a handful of friends that are going through Yakuza, and they're like, oh yeah, I played 0 and it was cool, and then I played Kiwami and Kiwami 2, and then I got the 3. What happened? I'm like, yeah, because that one is a HD port and it didn't get remade, like
but ultimately, at the end of the day, did they benefit from doing Yakuza 0 again?
I think they did. I think they benefited from 0 because it got people in the door, and once you invested in that IP, you're more likely to stick around, even if it means that you have to play some games that aren't up to par. You get essentially.
So ultimately, if they do it with the Sky 1 and Sky 2, it would be beneficial.
I think it will. I think it will be a hit.
Eventually, go to the other games. Do you guys 100%. Think no matter what, even if they don't get remade, or it's just like Sky 1 and 2 are so enjoyable that they're going to want to go through the Crossbow games, even if they're not up to date? The chance of them actually doing that is higher than doing nothing. I
think as someone who's playing through the Sky trilogy, primarily speaking, I think what is the biggest hindrance for me when it comes to playing them is the visuals, and less the visuals and more the sort of like voice acting, and and it doesn't have to be English, but it's that Japanese. Just give me something to listen to while I'm just like playing through the story, Whereas when you play all of the other games in the series, you at least have some of that voice acting, Japanese, English, whatever it is. You have something to listen to in the background. So I feel like for people coming in and playing Sky, if they play a remake of Sky that's like really good, 1, 2, and 3, one great game or 3 great games, and then they jump into Crossbell and then go into Cold Steel and so forth, I think they'll still be fine. And that's the thing with me for Yakuza. Like with the Yakuza games playing, I didn't start with 0. I started with Yakuza, I think was it 5 or 6, and then I worked my way back to 0. But when I played 0, it didn't tarnish the game of playing Yakuza 3, 4, 5, and so forth after Kiwami. It just made me enjoy those games more because of the fact that I was already vested interest in Kiryu and the characters in the Yakuza series, and I think it's the same with
So do you think people are going to be like you and honestly just not care, and the majority of them are going to go back to the older games?
I think more so with the Trail series because it's story focused. It's and I say and when I say story focused, not that Yakuza games don't have a story, but the story in the Trails games is so rich that once you're in, you're in. There's no pulling you out.
I think another thing is from a business standpoint, like we said, and granted, that's what they've been focusing on. So, obviously, Trails as a franchise is the franchise that has made them the most money out of all of the franchises they've made since 1982. So it's like,
damn.
Once you're done with Trails, from a business standpoint, it would behoove you to just go back and remake them again, because as far as we've been seeing from the games that have a fan base, and they started remaking the games from 1 and working their way back up. So Resident Evil's doing it right now, and and we see with Final Fantasy VII. It's obvious that when they make those remakes, it's not just new people playing it. It's the people that have played the original as well.
Yeah.
Their nostalgia is gonna make them run. I'm damn well gonna play a goddamn fucking Sky remake when it comes out. So it's not just like new people that a remake would bring in. It would be all of the majority of the Trails fans that are in here right now, and probably even the ones that fell off. So it's like that it would sell very well if they made a Sky remake and the subsequent ones, and all of the people that probably didn't want to play Trails because of how big they saw. Oh, they're doing a remake. They're starting from the beginning. Oh, I can catch it this time around, and it doesn't look like shit. So they're gonna get those people too. So there's like, I don't see how that is a bad decision for them to do a remake of Sky.
But
I think it's a win because Sky is the first game in the first games in the series, and once you hook people with those, you've kind of got them for the rest because of the fact that all the other games already. Because I think what was a hindrance as well is that the Crossbell games weren't done before. The Crossbell games are in English now, so there's no sort of like, oh, I'll start this and I'll just be like missing something, or I'll be waiting.
But did putting the Crossbell games in English like really do anything for the series as a whole?
No,
when it comes to getting new people into it. Like,
I think the reason why I say no to that is that, one, the Sky games are on what platform at the moment right now? You can only play those on PC, if I'm correct. And that's a huge thing because, for example, if you
actually they're on Switch too, aren't they?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. Like when I started.
No.
Oh,
when
Sky.
I started no, with Sky. So when I started The Legend of Heroes, I started with Cold Steel. I didn't know there was a overarching story. I just started Cold Steel, played the game, enjoyed it, that kind of stuff.
Speaking of you playing Trails games.
Since you mentioned it,
why don't we just do a quick segue to that real quick? In case you guys don't know, Q has a bet going on with Boz Akira that he has to finish the entire Trail series. Yeah. He has until the end of the 2024, and it's a 1,000 quid, 1,000 USD, which I'll say is on the line. And where are you at in that particular bet here?
In that particular bet, I'm still on Sky. I'm still on Sky.
Sky 1? Are you?
Oh.
You're on Legend of
brother, you're
Heroes.
done.
Trails in the Sky 1. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly?
I am still at Sky. Here's the thing.
Hey,
My
hey,
missus
hold on 1 second. Damn.
She was like, look, are you aren't you gonna pay bow? I was like, I'm not gonna pay bow. I'm gonna win this. Like, who are you talking
Oh
about?
my God in heaven. So it is now early March. Riku, do you believe that he is going to get to the end of this bet and win? Since you're the trail.
I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore.
Yes,
okay.
no, okay,
Is it possible?
okay.
Okay, hold on. Is it possible? Yes.
It is possible,
Don't know
and
me.
I will do it.
I've watched people knock out Sky to being caught up in 4 months. You know, so it's like if you really and you know, we know someone that's knocking them out right now. So it's like it's not impossible. These games individually are not that long. You know, people look at them as in its entirety and realize how long it is. But like, if you sit down and focus on one, you could knock that bitch out in like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Let me just make a simple.
All I'm saying is I played 2, 3, and 0 and Azure within like a month or two of each other. Because 3 was coming out.
Let me just make a point within my case of how I've been playing the game. So I haven't touched the games for the last month or so because of the fact that I started a new job. And it's for me, the job that I started is not like a regular job. It's like I'm in management, so I have people to manage, and I've been even working on the weekends. So because of that,
so wait a minute. Is there going to be a time period? Because you're saying that like you're busy.
No.
Is there ever going to be a time period where you're going to have time to play?
What I'm saying is, so this is a new job, but starting this new job, they're building out the department around me. So because of that, what I'm trying to do is just get everything all sorted out by the end of this month. Once that my department is running properly, it's easier for me to pull time away and say, hey, I can play games or do whatever have you and so forth, because I'm working in the office every day. I'm not home half of the time.
So you're saying that after the end of this month, early April or mid-April, you'll have more time to delve into. Is that what you're saying?
I think half of this month I'm gonna get time to start I think I'll be done with the first Sky and probably halfway through the second Sky, maybe halfway through this month, because by that point in time we would have probably hired someone else that I need for my department, and I'll be in good shape, because once that person is hired, it eases up a lot of crap and work off of me, right?
Okay, so hold on. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but I could just see some problems there. Don't you have to train that person once they come on? So isn't that like a couple, 1 or 2 weeks before he fully is an autonomous unit? Anyway,
that's the reason why. That's the reason why why that person hasn't been hired yet, because they want to get someone who's like on board to just like seamlessly slide into
So all of this just to finish up one game.
I haven't played anything for the past few weeks. I haven't really been gaming. I've come home from work.
That is true. But for this bet, it's just all this just to finish one game.
I am gonna win this. I'm gonna win this. You know, here's the thing. Here's what I want. I want everyone. You know, we'll see how many people will eventually. My missus already tuned on me, so I want to see how many of you guys are gonna tune on me, and then when I win it, it's gonna be even more spectacular.
Listen, you always have my support, but the more months go by, I'm just like my support is waning. Okay.
Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Q, how much longer?
How much longer? What?
Till you have.
Till I have what?
Oh,
to beat the game. To beat the game.
Oh no, he has until December 30th.
Oh, you mean are you talking about Sky or the whole
Sky?
Sky 1.
No, he has to get
all games. All games.
By
this year. By this year.
Yeah,
he has to be daybreak ready.
Yeah.
December 31st.
Yeah,
December 31st.
Yeah.
You
don't believe in me. You don't believe in me, pal.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't. Okay, listen, because you have so much. Listen. You have a whole family.
Yeah.
And family stuff gonna come up. And I mark my words, when you don't make it, you're gonna be like, well, you see the misses, you see the chibis, you see this.
Here's the thing, Roy.
Here's
the beauty of my job, right? Like
hold on. Wait, real quick before you explain, how much money will you owe Bao?
1,000 quid.
Okay.
That's
Well,
£1,000.
What does that translate to in dollars again?
Like, I don't know what
1,100.
What is your money like? It's like, yeah, it's probably like
What?
$1,100 or something like that. I think
$1,100.
something like
Couldn't
that.
be me.
Just to play
But
games. But you do realize there's a problem, right, Q? This should be a surefire thing for almost anybody else.
Yeah.
But this is like iffy. You do see that people
No,
are right to, maybe
I
doubt you a little bit.
I understand people want to doubt me and all that kind of stuff. I understand. I'd probably doubt me if I didn't know me. But just keep in mind, I've been a game reviewer for some time where I was able to blitz through games like nothing. Right? I was doing games on a weekend and I was done with some games. And keeping in mind, started a new career in a new not new for me, but new essentially. I've started a new career. I'm really grinding out. But
isn't that gonna take away more time from you?
No. Here's the beauty of it, right? This job is cool enough that I get to travel a lot, and on all my travel trips, my Steam Deck is gonna be with me. I've already loaded up the entire Trail series on my Steam Deck, so literally speaking, as long as I'm on a work trip and I'm not in seminars or meetings or anything like that, your boy is gonna be playing some Trails.
Yeah,
you know what? Working? I don't.
Sorry?
You're gonna work? What do you mean?
No. As long as I'm not doing the work part, the work part.
Okay, so I got a new job, and as long as I don't work, I'll be able to play these games.
No, I'm saying as long as I'm not in work.
Am I missing something here?
You know what, Pelvic? And the more he talks, he doesn't realize that there's going to be stuff between that. I said, with him hiring and having to take on new projects and stuff like that.
I'm gonna be
fine. Okay, sure.
Saying.
I'm already seeing all the problems.
Yup, same. And then, aren't you gonna enjoy the games? You said you were gonna blitz through them, and I'm like, ugh.
No, I said I was able to blitz through JRPGs. I am still gonna enjoy. Right now,
but you're going to literally, with the rate you're going, sir, you will have to blitz through these games. Oh my god!
You don't think so? You don't think I'll blitz through the games just to get to the end of them, just to win the bet?
But you said you would do that.
I feel like you would do that and then replay them. And now I'm gonna play them slowly.
I don't play over games, so it's a one-off for me. So if I play this, it's the only time I'm gonna play it.
All right, we got
this
was
an
super
exception,
chat.
guys. Here's the thing, Roy.
We got a super chat. Hold on 1 second. We got a super chat from 7 Kerr Gand. $10.77. What the what? What?
By the way, you missed Ace Breaker's super chat as well. His was above it.
Oh, okay, I'll get to that.
Blake, damn.
I really enjoy when you guys do JRG podcast episode each time. Now, since we are under 4 months from US release of Daybreak, are you guys still doing the spoiler cast, Trails into Reverie vid? Yes, we are. Riku, where are we at with that?
All right, so now that we have the legit release date, which is July 5th, I am going to say that we should have the spoiler cast before June is here. So I want to have this shit knocked out.
I'm ready to have it now.
At latest, I'm saying at latest, it's going to be May. So anytime from now to May, it will be out.
It's gonna be May.
Okay, but what's stopping us again? Why can't we just do it in the next week or two?
Honestly, nothing's stopping us right now. Everybody, no. It seems like everybody is good to go. So now we just need to contact people, see what day is good to get together and knock it out. But I thought you would just be super deep in the Rebirth mode and whatnot. But
no,
I will get in contact with the boys. We will get a date, and then we will get back to you guys about that date.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna say Riku's. I left it to Riku to get the people gathered up. But I'll say we'll have a definitive date but in the next week or two. I'm not gonna let it get so close especially because I wasn't ready at the time because I didn't finish Reverie until a week ago, honestly, because I stopped playing for a while. But I finished it up and I'm ready to go with a spoiler cast. But we'll see the other people that we have planned to do it when they can participate in the spoiler cast. $2 super chat from Acebreaker. British sounds. Here's the thing, right? Isn't it? Yeah, so that's definitely you, Q. But yeah, Q. The more you talk, the less my support is just waning. Honestly, but you have your faith. You have your faith that you will do it. With the rate that you're growing, we just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for this one.
Hey, as I said, my own missus was like, and this was tonight before I even like jumped on the call. She was like, she realized I've not been gaming, and she was like, are you gonna just pay Bell? And I was like, no, I'm gonna win this bet, you know. And
okay,
if it's one thing, I back myself, man. I think I can do it. I believe in it.
All right. So, all I'm saying is, you loved Mary Skelter. You didn't beat it. You loved Ryza. You didn't beat it. You didn't beat Ryza 1. You didn't beat Ryza 2. I don't know, man.
This is crazy.
But yeah. He has a lot of games to play. He says he's not gonna blitz through it just to win.
This is the man who also didn't complete games, calling out another man who doesn't complete games. This is wild. Holy shit.
Oh,
okay. Okay, well, if that all of what Shadow said is true, Q, you
I have finished some of those games, just to be clear. You know, there are some I haven't. There are some I haven't, and I admit I haven't, but I have completed some of those.
Yo, Riku.
Hi.
You were talking about how because of remakes or whatever, like, you know, the whole thing with Final Fantasy not selling well because it's a whole episodic thing. Do you think the 9 remake is going to be episodic?
Before we get into that, we got super chat from Night Fury. Found out super chat from Night Fury. Q, please win this bet. I might have to go there to sort out your timetable. He's willing to go and rearrange his schedule to fix your schedule. So,
here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, Night Fury. If you want to come in and be my new assistant, possibly for free, because you know,
pro bono. You want him to do work pro bono? Is that?
Well, he's willing to come and sort me out for free anyway. He did not ask for money. So I'm just saying, if you want to come and sort out my timetable without any payment, I will happily accept you. I'm just saying, I really need a new assistant right now. Like, that's literally what I'm waiting on right now at work. So if I get that new assistant and that happens to be you, say less, buddy. That frees up a lot of time for me. So
okay, I know Greatness, you had a question, but it went to Final Fantasy. I don't know where Final Fantasy came from. We're talking about Trails at the moment, but you know,
because my mind drifts when I hear mid. I'm just playing.
Damn.
Wow, crazy.
The slander with this one.
Okay, but like let's finish this up. Riku, just real quick, you don't have to go into a whole thing. Where do you think Trails will land Metacritic score wise?
Daybreak
80.
It seems like the Trails games love to just be in the low 80s, so I'm gonna just say 81 and keep it moving. All 81, right. 82, and then yeah.
All right. So that's Trails. Daybreak is coming, and like I said, hopefully next year we'll see the sequel. We should not be waiting no goddamn 1 or 2 or 3 years for freaking the sequel in this game. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, we didn't even think. Well, I didn't think that we would even get fucking Ease this year. But
yeah,
look at what we got.
Yeah, we're getting 2 of the games. All right, so let's talk about real quick Tokyo Xanadu. It was announced that a new game is in development, that they're going to come out with it soon. This is one of those games that I did not play because I actually tried to play it. I gave it a legitimate shot, and I was just like, I'm not feeling this at all. And the characters just aren't hitting with me. So I said, forget it. I'm not going to play it. Bye. I was always interested to see what they can do with a sequel to this game, because it seems like it's got some great ideas. It's just that they weren't executed to the best of their ability. Yeah, Riku, your thoughts on this new Tokyo game? I know you're a huge fan of Tokyo Xanadu.
Oh
you
my
actually
gosh.
love the game, and you look at
Bro,
that.
square up, square the fuck up. There's one. I had this one meme that I created, and it was that dude from
Hold up, I'm spoiling shit. Let me take that off.
It was that
yeah,
I don't know what.
Yeah, oh, spoiling shit. Never mind. Go ahead, Riku.
I created this one meme. It was from SpongeBob. You know the picture of SpongeBob when he's giggling because he put something in the guy thought he put something in his drink, and he was like, "You what?" And he's like holding it. I had that meme picture, and on the picture it said, why don't you miss? And then SpongeBob was Falcom, and I wanted to use it until I played Tokyo Xanadu. The Tokyo Xanadu was the game they did miss, in my opinion. So it's like, me and Tokyo Xanadu, we don't get along. And I played and I platinumed the game, and Tokyo Xanadu, I feel, the crazy part is, I think Tokyo Xanadu only fails in the one thing that I hold as the most important thing when we talk about a game. And we actually, me and Blanchard, we were actually tweeting about this like a week ago or something, and talking about how gameplay, in our opinion, is the most important aspect of a game.
Obviously.
So it's like, if you fail to win me over with your gameplay, there's a high chance that I'm not going to give a flying fuck about anything else. And I felt that was the main thing. That was my main issue when it came to Tokyo Xanadu. Because when I sit down and think about the story of Tokyo Xanadu, when I think about the characters, when I think about especially the opening has a hand-drawn, nicely animated opening that is, from an animation standpoint, better than Cold Steel 3 and 4's. Why is that the case?
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. That's not the hardest thing to do. But,
it is not the hardest thing to do. But it's Tokyo Xanadu versus your Trails 8 and 9. It's like, you would assume that those games will be the ones to like get that type of like love and budget and care, not this. But my point is, Tokyo Xanadu, when I sit down and think about it, it did do those other aspects well enough for me, but it was the gameplay that was my biggest issue with it. And when I was digging into what about Tokyo Xanadu's gameplay that wasn't clicking with me, that Ys is doing correctly, because if there's anything to compare Tokyo Xanadu's gameplay with closer than anything, it's Ys. And the thing that Ys has that Tokyo Xanadu doesn't is their hotkey attacks. You put your attacks on one of the 4 hotkeys, and then you can combo between them. Tales of and Star Ocean have been doing it for years, and then Ys, moving to E7, decided to jump on the bandwagon too. And it's the thing with Ys where it's like, as you unlock a new hotkey attack, it made the gameplay, at least for that specific character, feel new, and you continuously unlock these hotkey attacks basically all the way to the end of the game. You always felt like there's something new to my character that is just unlocked. As soon as you level up and you unlock that attack, they do the attack right there in front of your face, like, ooh. So it's like you get that new feeling all the way to the end of the game. And like I said, Tales of the Star Ocean, they created that trend, and Tokyo Xanadu didn't do that.
So basically, Tokyo Xanadu needs to take a page out of Ys's book. Current Ys.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Tokyo Xanadu took pages out of like Trails's, Persona's, and Ys's books. They tried to make Ys's gameplay, but they didn't do the hotkeys. They tried to do Trails's quartz customization system, but they didn't do that fully. And then they tried to do a plot that was like 1-to-1 to Persona 4's, but they didn't do that fully. So it feels like they tried to do all 3 of those, but they didn't fully commit to any of them. Okay. And that was like, that's just how Tokyo Xanadu landed for me. But so I felt like if they at least got the gameplay down, I would have forgiven everything else that was just, they were, like I said, they were good enough. They just weren't worth bragging about. But I would have at least given it a pass if they at least made the gameplay worth bragging about.
So do you think this new one is gonna be it's gonna hit, or is it gonna be like the first one? Comes out, makes a splash, and that's it.
I don't know. I don't know if they're still trying. I don't know if their mindset is, we still want to make the gameplay something that is different from Ys. And if they do that, they're gonna have to really sit down and try and come up with a formula that can last all the way to the end of the game. Because I was bored out of my absolute mind by like the first quarter of Tokyo Xanadu when it came to its gameplay, because you're not unlocking anything. Like I think, as far as I remember, gameplay wise, the only thing that you're unlocking, as far as I remember, it's been a while, is like new. You get like an extra ultimate attack for your character, but that's about it.
So do you think
could you imagine playing an Ys game, a modern Ys game, having unlocked 4 hotkeys and then not getting anything else all the way to the end of the game? Gonna get bored.
Yeah, it'd be disgusting. I ain't gonna say a lie.
Same thing with Tales of. Imagine not getting any new arts out of your first beginning arts all the way to the end of the game. That's Tokyo Xanadu.
Yeah. So, do you think that this game is going to be like the first game is just going to come out? How does Falcom even have the time to do this? Like, I don't even understand this. Like, this game, like Tokyo Xanadu came out for all intents and purposes. It had to fail. It had to completely fail, and then all of a sudden they're going to make a new game. I mean, it's been a couple of years, but hey, it is what it is. It's probably just going to be another game in Falcom's library. I don't have much faith in it myself, but if the gameplay is there and the characters is there and the design is there, I'll try to play it. But as a whole, I'm surprised that it is out here.
If you remember, if anyone remembers, because I highly doubt anyone does.
No.
If anyone remembers if anyone remembers the story in Tokyo Xanadu, they actually left it kind of on a cliffhanger. You know, so it's like, yeah, somewhat of a cliffhanger. So it's
but they say it was going to be a new game. They didn't say it was going to be a sequel, was it?
As far as the information in that trailer that they had, they alluded to it being connected to the previous one. They mentioned one of the characters at the end of the last game and talking about them. So it's like, okay, we can safely assume that this is connected, because I feel like if it wasn't connected, they wouldn't even called it Tokyo Xanadu. I've been saying for the longest time, just drop Tokyo Xanadu. Go back and remake the original Xanadu. How about that?
Damn.
But no, we're still here in Tokyo Xanadu, so it has to be a sequel. And the real question is, how is it gonna? Like I said, they're gonna be using their new engine, obviously, for this. So it's like, let's just hope I hope they learned from their, in my opinion, mistake when it came to the gameplay. I hope if they want to make Tokyo Xanadu something successful, don't try to distance yourself of what Ys already mastered. Try to take what Ys did and make it better. Don't have people saying
that'll take attention away from Ys, wouldn't it?
But it's like Ys already has its attention, so it's like, at this point, don't try to be. You already tried to be different than Ys and you failed. You really want to take that chance again? This is Falcom we're talking about. Falcom doesn't like to take chances. That's why you didn't get a Tokyo Xanadu or anything that's not Ys or Trails in years. You know, so it's like, you guys don't fucking take chances anyway.
They're already taking a chance with this new game.
You're taking a chance making another Tokyo Xanadu.
Hey,
so I'm like,
man.
bro, if you're gonna take a chance in making another Tokyo Xanadu, how about you at least play it safe somewhere? And if, in my opinion, if there's something that I've been actually critiquing Ys for the longest, is the fact that in comparison to Tales of, you only have 4 hotkey attacks. And I feel that's a bit limiting, you know, in comparison to playing like a Tales of Arise, for example. You can have up to, like, I think 12 by the time you have your character maxed out or something like that. And then in Tales of Hearts R, it's like 16 or some shit. And in Vesperia, it's like 12, or maybe, honestly, I think it's more than that. It's a lot, you know. And I feel like 4, it's limiting. I feel like if Tokyo Xanadu wants to do anything, bring in the hotkeys and make it at least 8. Hold down R1, there's your 4. Hold down L1, there's your other 4. That's all you got to do. And then just give them a bunch of hotkeys to the end of the game, and your gameplay will be fine.
Well, we'll see if that was the issue. I don't think gameplay was the reason for Tokyo Xanadu not doing too well, but
I feel like it was
see.
because
I felt like at most it would have been like just another game among, even if it was a good game. Like, I can't
feel like
even,
anyone that slanders Tokyo Xanadu, they talk about
the gameplay was amazing. If the gameplay was amazing,
because here's the thing. Think about this. Before Ys 8 and Ys 9, nobody gave a fuck about Ys' story. They only talked about the gameplay. Ys has been getting carried by his gameplay all the way up to Ys 8 and 9.
So
obviously
7, but okay.
No one really talks about the story in Ys 7 either. But my point still stands. Ys has been getting carried by its gameplay for basically its entire life.
All right.
That's my point. Fix your gameplay, and trust me, you'll be fine. Bayonetta, people love Bayonetta not for its story. People love Devil May Cry not for its story. You know, there's a lot of games out there that have a story.
I think the Devil May Cry story is actually pretty underrated.
Majority of people play Devil May Cry not for the story. They play for.
And I'm
They're
gonna
here
throw
for the
them out.
gameplay. The same thing with Eve.
I feel like people play
Most
Devil May Cry for the characters and the gameplay. I think the story means fuck off.
Yeah. Same thing with Bayonetta.
We got a $10 super chat.
Mario.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. We got some $10 super chat from Mimo Propaganda. Not my and friends. I miss y'all. Let's go. Thanks, man, for the $10 super chat. What do you mean not my in friends? Like what? Huh?
I think he meant my, and then he was trying to say the.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, no. That's just like I said. I'm just saying, just focus on your gameplay. If you can lock that down, I feel like gameplay is the one thing that a lot of people are willing to forgive all of your other aspects of your game if your gameplay can make up for it. And we have countless of examples of that being the case.
Aren't RPGs remember more for their story than characters rather than gameplay?
I would say that is a higher case when it comes to JRPGs that aren't action JRPGs.
That aren't action JRPGs. But the action JRPGs are remember. I don't think anybody's going to remember Kingdom Hearts for its gameplay.
Yeah, they will. What do you mean? There's one thing that people always talk about is fucking Kingdom Hearts 2's gameplay is one of the best gameplays I've ever played in my entire life.
The thing that makes Kingdom Hearts what it is first of all their characters and the crossover aspect of it. That's the first thing that Kingdom Hearts is going to be remembered for.
But here's the thing. What is one of the biggest aspects people outside of Kingdom Hearts 3 not having Final Fantasy characters? What was one of the other biggest things people slandered Kingdom Hearts 3 for when it first came out?
Yeah, exactly. For its story.
No, its gameplay.
When it first came out. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, for its gameplay. It's like, what the fuck is these fucking carnival rides? Where's all the fucking depth that you had in Kingdom Hearts 2?
So you guys
fucking bullshit.
So just for Kingdom Hearts example, Kingdom Hearts is gonna be remembered for its gameplay over its story and characters. Is that what you guys saying? Really?
Yes.
I'm saying,
unfortunately.
No.
I'm not going to debate that it's higher. I'm saying that it's really close beside.
Hell no. Hell no. The reason people love Kingdom Hearts is because it's story and its characters. There's not putting anything, not losing its gameplay. Not saying its gameplay is bad. I'm saying as far as being memorable as it is, it's for its characters and its story. It's great that the gameplay is amazing. But for what it's going to be remembered for is how the crossover between...
Shadow, it's literally remembered for its gameplay. No. And I can tell you, and I can prove it to you. Because every time Square wants to like hype up the moment, like hype up Kingdom Hearts, you know the thing they show you? They show you that final boss in Cage 2 with Riku fighting Xemnas and you dodging all those fucking lasers everywhere. That was one of the hypest moments in the fucking series. Like, no, it is remembered for its goddamn gameplay. We haven't seen anything outside of that one video. We haven't seen anything of Kingdom Hearts 4. Shit.
Lord.
And no, I was drinking something.
You good,
and
man?
we haven't seen anything of Kingdom Hearts 4. And one of the biggest things people keep asking for is, yo, I need to fight Darth Vader. I want to fight Darth with this battle system that you've shown me. This little, because one of the things Nomura said was, hey, we added back reaction commands because that's what they were advertising. That's what they were advertising for is, hey, you want reaction commands back in 3, so we added them in 4. That's the selling point. That it's the gameplay.
The selling point of Kingdom Hearts is its gameplay. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
What I'm saying is that is tied with any other debatable aspect of Kingdom Hearts.
I don't think so. I think Kingdom Hearts is mostly remembered for its story and characters. There's no way. Listen, I'm not saying the gameplay is bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. I'm saying that it's going to be remembered for the very fact that it's a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy. If you didn't have that, nobody would be interested in it. Not saying it's bad. There are I'm pretty sure there are good games out there that have really good gameplay, but its story and characters kind of fall apart.
I don't feel like there's not a lot of. Maybe there's a handful of people that don't really care that much about storytelling, but it's like
Kingdom Hearts wouldn't even be on the map if it wasn't a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy.
I understand that, but that has nothing to do with its story. That's more so like, hey, look, it's a crossover between these two things, these two entities, and I would say that they're going to be they're more memorable for their characters and the likability behind those characters than the overarching story of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, that's pretty much what I'm saying for the most part. Like
well, remove story from your argument, and then I would arguably agree.
Part of story. Okay.
No, there's a difference. You can have likable characters and an ass story.
I guess. All right, fine. But you just can't convince me that people like Kingdom Hearts primarily. People are gonna remember Kingdom Hearts primarily for its gameplay. I can't. I cannot.
Hey, anytime I hear people talk about Kingdom Hearts 2, anytime I ask someone, "What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts?" Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2. What's the reason you like Kingdom Hearts 2? Oh man, it's fucking gameplay is fucking amazing. That's why. I'm like, oh okay.
I think
that's the first thing out of their mouth.
The reasoning for their remembering is different. Like, I think people remember Kingdom Hearts, yes, by their shit story, but they also remember it by its amazing gameplay. Like, two things.
Amazing gameplay and its likable characters. Those are top two. I think the story is behind that.
So if you if you strip away all the story and characters, you think that Kingdom Hearts would even be a thing that people talk about?
So wait, so no, repeat that.
Hold on, but you're changing the argument, though, no?
Wait, no, because you guys are saying it's actually it's known, it's more well known for its gameplay.
Yes,
you're saying,
I think Kingdom Hearts is praised
so if any
more
other
for its
game,
gameplay. Yes.
So if Tokyo Xanadu came out around the time Kingdom Hearts came out, it had the gameplay, people would be loving Tokyo Xanadu. Is that what you guys are saying?
Shit, maybe we don't know.
No. Lady Pelvic made a good point in regards to a keyword. The keyword is praised. You know, looking back on it, she is right. People if anyone praises Kingdom Hearts anything, now looking back on it, it's the gameplay over anything. In regards to popularity and what brought people in, you are right. It is because of the fact that it is a crossover between Final Fantasy and Disney characters, and the fact that it was a likable cast that you were following when they got in there. You know, regardless of the quality of the story.
You know what? Right? I'm not to say that you guys are wrong, but I'm curious to see what people think.
Shadow, do you remember Versus 13?
Yeah.
The core selling point of Versus 13 wasn't just its quote unquote mature story, because we knew nothing about the fucking story. The core selling point of Versus 13 was that it was going to basically be a Final Fantasy game with Kingdom Hearts 2's gameplay, because it had the exact same Kingdom Hearts 2 team working on it until it got repurposed into 15, and it didn't play like that at all. That was actually one of the biggest complaints about 15. Everybody was like, yo, this does not play like the thing you showed us. The premise that we were sold on is it was going to be a dark Final Fantasy with Kingdom Hearts gameplay. That's the thing you sold it to us on, and it's not that. Yes, that is, if you took Kingdom Hearts' gameplay and put it in something else, people would like it, because that's the main reason people don't like 15, because it's not a Final Fantasy game with Kingdom Hearts' gameplay. So that was the whole point of it.
My point still stands. My original point still stands. Shadow, in regards to action JRPGs, are more, they get more leeway because of their gameplay versus turn-based or any other genre within JRPGs, so like tactical or whatever. Their story matters more in those than they do in action JRPGs. That's all my original point was, which we ran off on Kingdom Hearts, but that was my original point. So all I was saying was, in regards to Tokyo Xanadu, was if you're not going to be a turn-based JRPG, you better make sure that your gameplay is above just good. Because that all of the action JRPGs that are successful, they have all been they've all followed that trend of having great gameplay. That's all I was saying.
Okay, all right. I'll have to believe you guys on this one. I'm not too sure on it, but okay, people are gonna remember Kingdom Hearts for its gameplay. All right, fair enough. This is not a hill I'm honestly willing to die on. We got just a $20 super chat from Cranberry. Is it blank or is it just me?
No, it looks blank to me.
Yeah, it's just blank. Okay, all right.
Well, thank you for the $20, buddy.
Thank you, Cranberry. Appreciate that. No, we providing this entertainment. We got another super chat from Oceanic Jump 111. $10 super chat. Preach Riku, Falcon's finest.
Lord Nihon Falcon's finest.
My fault. Oh my god.
Shadow, you know what Nihon means.
I have no idea. Go. What does it mean?
Fire.
It means Japan.
The what?
Yeah.
It means Japan.
Oh, I think you said fire or something.
Or Japanese. Lord?
No, I
Alright.
said fire. I said fire.
Yeah. Japanese, Japan. That's what it means.
Okay. Learn something new every day. All right. So, what the hell were we talking about Tokyo Xanadu, and then we got off topic with that? My fault. That was me because like I felt like that was outrageous. But hey, you guys are convincing me otherwise. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, we were just talking about. Well, I was more so talking about what Tokyo Xanadu 2 needs to do to, be a successful Falcon game that's not Ease or Trails.
Okay, we can move on from that. We got one more topic here because I think we've gone on a little bit long. But I don't think anybody can really talk about this game anyway because I don't think any of us has played it. Maybe has anyone played the demo to Unicorn Overlord at least?
I have. I have.
Okay, yeah, I played it. I played it too. I stopped playing after like 2 or 3 hours because it was like not even 2 or 3, like an hour. I stopped playing because it's like I'm gonna buy this game anyway. So why do I need to play the demo? Maybe Greatness, you got like a more in-depth thoughts about it before you dive into it later today.
Well, honestly, I'm probably not gonna get to this until next week because still gotta finish up 7 Rebirth. But from the couple of hours I played in the demo, I love any type of tactics, strategy games, and this was like very much ogre battle with some Final Fantasy tactics, with some Final Fantasy 12 just thrown in there, with Vanillaware's gorgeous art style.
Shout out to Vanilla.
It's just this might be my personal favorite game this year, but obviously it's probably I don't see it like winning RPG of the year or anything like that. But it's the couple hours of demo I played was great. The music was great. I like how you can set up like actions for characters. I like how you have to build your units, build your formations. It's just a nice, real great strategy RPG. I would definitely tell people to pick it up. It's real nice that we're getting more strategy RPGs in general. But if you need something. Also, I would personally recommend getting it on Switch or the Steam Deck because, it runs at 60 FPS even on Switch, the handheld. So, it's not like a super demanding game, but I think it fits perfectly with that little handheld nature of it. So, yeah, Switch or Steam Deck is probably the ideal place.
It's interesting about that because, like, I would say I'd probably get it on.
Oh shit! It's not on PC.
Yeah, exactly. It's not on PC. So I was thinking to myself, you know what? I got other games to play. It will be on PC at some point. Like it's probably going to release on PC next year or some shit. So I'll probably wait until then.
Man, I don't know because none of Vanillaware's games are on PC. In fact, they asked them why they didn't put this on PC, and I think they just said they didn't want to.
They're going to. They're going to. At some point, it's gonna come out on PC.
Isn't Vanillaware Sega Atlas Studio?
No, Vanillaware is independent.
Isn't there stuff published by Sega?
It's published by them, but there is independent studio as far as I can. Okay. Let me check this.
I could swear they will because every time I've seen their stuff, I've seen it from Sega and Atlas, so maybe I'm just missing.
Yeah, I know.
I feel
it's an independent company.
I give it a year before it comes out on PC. I feel like it's gonna go on there. If it doesn't, bro, but
fucking 13 Sentinels ain't even on PC yet.
You know what? You got a good point. 13 Sentinels not on PC. Dragon's Crown is not on PC.
None of their games are.
Odin Spear,
I don't know why.
Just Here, it's not on PC.
What the fuck? Odin Spear isn't on PC. None of their games are on PC.
You know what? I still think the chances of it is lessening, but I still think it's gonna come out on PC at some point.
This man can't accept. He's like, nah, this is gonna happen. This is the one.
This is the one. Yeah, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, it's the one.
You got to look at it and think to yourself like it's very hard to like pick this up on Switch when you know the Steam Deck exists and you're like it's gotta.
Because I want it on the Steam Deck, but ultimately I think games like this you really need to see it on a monitor or a TV because they look fantastic. Holy shit!
Man, this game is perfect handheld.
Yeah, it's perfect for handheld, but like if you see it on a TV, running on a TV, it's gonna blow your mind. Like it's really gonna.
I
Blow
mean,
your
I
mind.
played the demo on my PS5 and my Switch. Me personally, I like the Switch version more because you know, little like I said, it's something like that's not as input heavy. I would say it's probably something I would play. I'd play this on a handheld as opposed to a console.
I still say games like this and Octopath Traveler, you gotta at least see it running on a TV. It blows my mind. I mean, maybe that's me personally, but it blows my mind when I see these types of games on a really nice 4K display. Like, holy shit. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about this one. It's got an 87 on Metacritic. It seems to be good. Definitely not. Is it at least going to be nominated?
Maybe
an RPG
maybe
of the year.
Oh wait, a strategy game of the year. I'll probably get that. I thought about it. Yeah, because they do a strategy game of the year category.
They do. Okay, all right.
They're not gonna give it to that. It's a Japanese game. They're not giving it.
At least nominated. We're not saying win. We're saying nominated at least.
I don't even think it's gonna be nominated. Honestly speaking, I think they'll find a way not to nominate this.
What other strategy games are even out this year?
You'd be surprised. They'll find some kind of crap. It'll be indie or something in made at a Western studio.
Did Triangle Strategy get nominated in any category?
I don't think so. No, it did not. As far as I remember, it didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I honestly think like when it comes to the game of the awards, Japanese games don't get a fair shake. That's what I think anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I think that too sometimes, but we'll just see. We got a couple of super chats, it seems. We got one for Cranberry, $10 super chat. How does Q feel about Unicorn's unique art style when it comes to the waifus?
I've been looking at it right now. I do like it indeed. I do think some of the waifus look pretty nice. I'm not sure about all of them. But I haven't played the game yet. I don't have a copy at the moment. But
are you going to play the game knowing that you got so many other games? You know what? Let me not get into that.
Listen to
we got another super chat from the Geek Show. $5 super chat. With all the games are already out on... Oh, God, I cannot talk. With all the games out is 2024 year of the RPG, JRPG. I cannot talk.
Yes. Yes.
So we have Unicorn Overlord, we have Yakuza, we have Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy. What else? The games are coming out? Dragon's Dogma.
You got another
Daybreak.
Grand Blue.
Grand
You got
Daybreak.
East 10 Daybreak.
Was it Metaphor?
And Daybreak.
Metaphor.
Yeah, Metaphor.
It is a very strong. Yeah, it's a very strong JRPG year.
There's another game. I don't know if y'all would count this as a quote unquote JRPG, but would y'all count like Stellar Blade or Rise of the Ronin as a JRPG?
Stellar Blade is not a JRPG in my book. It's an action game from what I've seen of it. But that being said, if Stellar Blade wins anything at the Game of the Year awards, I would be shocked.
Stellar Blade. I mean, firstly, can't call it a JRPG since it's made by Koreans, right?
Yeah.
That's first thing. But second, but it is. As far as I heard, people that have played the demo, they're saying that this is you can technically put this as a hybrid between an action game and the Souls-like, apparently gameplay wise.
That's what it's always been. Well, when they first announced it, it was always like going to be like a Souls-like game.
Wait a minute. Doesn't Elden Ring drop its DLC this year?
Yep.
Yeah.
What if Elden Ring wins Game of the Year again?
I swear, I'm gonna be so mad.
Stop talking.
I'll be so mad.
Don't they have a? I thought they added a section where it's like best expansion or some shit.
No.
It can get both. It can get both. Why not?
No, I could see it winning
in the bin.
Best expansion or best DLC that came out this year or some shit.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
It'll be that, but that's it. But no, going back to Stellar Blade, it can. I would consider it a part. Well, I think this would be the key thing. If there is some sort of like leveling up system within Stellar Blade, then I'll consider it part of it. But yeah,
okay.
Stellar Blade this year as well.
So yeah, the year is looking really strong for RPGs. Is it? Would I go so far as to say a lot of them would get nominated for Game of the Year? Absolutely not. But it's still a pretty strong year.
But like, what else is coming out though? Like, think about it. Sony straight up said they don't have any games coming out this year.
True.
Until next May, yeah.
So no, yeah, it's until next May. So nothing from Sony.
Fucking Xbox ain't got shit. Nothing they never did.
And I think, Paper Mario is another. Is that a JRPG? Is that Is the Paper 1,000 Year Door? Yeah, the 1,000 Year Door remake. Then that's another one. Then I don't really see what else is coming out.
That's true. So you're saying this could be a prime year for an RPG to actually win. That's not like Elden Ring or Souls.
That just gonna sweep. Just still a JRPG, but
Which one?
like it's cool. Oh, Rebirth. Like I just feel like 7's just gonna sweep.
Oh yeah, no.
It's cool that all these will be nominated and stuff. Like it is a year of JRPGs. That point is absolutely true. But in terms of the Game Awards,
the Game Awards, they love. That's the thing. Final Fantasy, Pokemon, and would you say Persona? I was gonna say Final Fantasy is definitely one a franchise.
Well, Baldur's Gate
transcends.
Came out. Oh, okay.
That transcends just JRPGs to be recognized and win something at the Game Awards.
Okay.
And then they
most, if not no other JRPGs can do that. Like I think the last time maybe didn't Fire Emblem Three Houses win whatever year that it was in?
Did it?
I think I could have swore it did.
I can check real quick. I know Fire Emblem Engage got a nomination for best.
Did it? Could have swore Three Houses won its RPG of its year.
Also, P5 won RPG of the year. The year it came out. I believe.
Okay. Yeah, which is why I originally said Persona. But if there are ones that will transcend and get in there, but like you got to be one of the big boys to do that.
Yeah, I think Pell is right. Like Final Fantasy is probably going to sweep at the Game Awards. I don't see many games coming out. Like there's no like Sony God of War or Horizon or something like that coming out this year. Like you said, Riku, Xbox doesn't do anything. Switch doesn't have. I don't even know.
Nintendo's getting ready for nothing.
So it's like, I feel like Final Fantasy is probably going to sweep this year, but maybe we'll get surprised and maybe, I don't know, Yakuza might win something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, I think we went on for a while, longer than I expected. We could talk about two other things if we want to, but I feel like we can end it here. If you guys want,
all I'll mention is Ease 10, like we said, coming out this year. Get ready.
Okay.
What are the things? Just to reference?
For the hell of it, it was Pokemon, the new Pokemon Legends game, Sweet Baby Inc., and Yuzu dying. I mean, we already went for 3 hours here. Let's wrap it up.
Gave you guys your content.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go with the outros here. Pell, since you came in last, why don't you give your outro?
Guys, it's your girl Lady Pelvic of Pelvic Gaming, and thank you guys for hanging out. Be sure to check out my latest video on Persona 3? Was that my latest video? I think it was. Yeah, Persona 3. So check that out. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And Shadow, thank you as always for letting me show up late and pull up whenever I want and still be a part of the podcast. Really nice of you.
They say I'm a generous person, so I'll be out here.
I think the door is just always open and.
It's not open. It's unlocked. It's not open. It's unlocked.
Okay, there we go.
Okay?
I was about to say that's definitely a better way. It's unlocked. He just doesn't care to unlock the doors, so you just bust in like that one fish from SpongeBob. Buy up those Krabby Patties in the.
No, I'm kidding, bro. You're always welcome.
Thanks,
I'm messing around.
Thanks.
Q, go ahead.
It was your bando of dreams, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are still holding out hope for me to win this bet. Of course, you guys are not going to win this. But that being said, we're here for them waifus as always. And I have no content right now that is new on my channel, but you can still subscribe to me at LP Guardian on YouTube. And I will be making some stuff. I'm hoping to just hire someone to do my editing for me because I don't got the time. If you know anyone or anyone wants to be hired by me to do my editing, shoot me a direct message.
I know
on
somebody.
Discord or something.
I actually know two
Who's that?
people, to be honest.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah.
let them hit me up. We'll see how it goes.
I mean,
All right.
one of them is here, and the other one is doing something else. So I don't know.
Is Pell one of them?
Maybe. Pevik, are you one?
I was like, I'm a drama.
Damn sure ain't me.
I mean,
Yes.
got the right. I'm sure if you got the right amount of pay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the right
Right,
amount of
right,
pay.
Yeah.
Pell knows my DM. She know how to get onto me. So with that being said, as always, you guys, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Riku.
Riku's not one, the only one, and thank you guys for coming out today. I know we took a little minute to get this episode out to you, but we gave you some entertaining content. No, yeah, right. I would assume so. Everybody, take care and look out for the spoiler cast. He said, we at absolute latest, it'll be May, but it'll probably be out soon.
Okay. And Greatness, got any parting words?
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Dragon's Dogma 2 when it comes out. That's some peak right there.
That's not going to be, it's not going to win RPG of the year, but okay. Yeah, guys. And you guys know me and Shadow, Mr. JRPG here. And like I said in the beginning, the uploads to Spotify and Google Podcasts will be coming. But it's just going to start with this latest episode. It's going to jump from like 82 to like 102. So I don't know why that happened, but no, I know exactly why it happened, but just don't come to me about that when it does happen. All right, guys, that's it. I will catch you all next time. Peace.
Peace out, people.
Yeah.